Classic, Kenai King Young, and he delivers a deep ball that's going to end up in the end zone for a touchback.
That's a great way to start off if you're St. James. You always want to make those teams go 80 yards after a kickoff, and it's going to be fun to see what Union can do. Trey Holly gone. He took the fullback from last year who was doing all that great lead blocking for him, and now he's the man toting the rock. Going to be fun to watch him get his turn.
Jordan Hill completing 49% of his passes, the starting quarterback for the Farmers. 903 passing yards on the year, 12 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
Union going to be a run-first team, a lot of option, but what that does is it will open up some play-action passes, and they may get some wide-open receivers.
Derek Dew is the fullback, Island is the tailback, and they give it to Dew on the give inside on the dive play, and only about a yard for Union Parish.
Yeah, Union's going to try to establish that run. They like to run the option, like to get the quarterback to get out on the edge and pitch it out to the tailback. And so they're going to have to force it inside and make those linebackers stay honest, and that'll create some big plays in the option game.
Union averaging 31 points a game. They had big victories this season. They started the year by beating Homer. Great playoff win against Bogalusa and Gina to get it out into the flat, and a nice completion and a nice run after the catch, close to the first down for Island, who has been very productive. Maybe not to the like of a Trey Howley, but man, he has been really close to doing what Trey has done for 4 years and finished up as the all-time leading rusher in Louisiana high school football history. Island only his 4th catch of the season for 32 yards, but he has rushed for 2,318 yards, 23 touchdowns on the year.
First down.
Dive play results in 3 yards and our first down of the ball game. Our first downs are brought to you by Courtesy Automotive Group. Discover the Courtesy experience. Check current inventory at courtesyvalue.com.
It'll be interesting to see how Union handles this first drive. You know, first play, under center, option I. Next play, shotgun spread, motioning, swinging it to the back. Not a normal part of their package. Here's the counter Trey.
Island. Oh, there's a flag and a whistle, or that could have been a big play. You never know if the penalty might have changed things, but we get our first penalty of the ball game.
That worked out good for St. James right there. They'll give them 5 yards versus the 50 they're about to rip off.
Trey Landry is our referee. Our officiating crew is from the Hammond area. Let's take a look at our key players. Jamarian Island, the senior running back. Look at those totals, gaudy numbers there.
Look at those biceps. Are you kidding me?
And he is a special player. It's been waiting his time really to be the main guy. One of 8 starters back for Union Parish offensively. On 1st and 5, they get a yard. And Island, he's quick. Might not have the speed that Holly has, but he's very strong and he's got great vision.
Yeah, might not be used to ripping off 60-yard runs, Bill. He'll certainly take 10 yards a pop.
Yep.
Union came back and ran the same exact play they had just ran. Coach Spat and his offense, if they can find a sore spot on that defense, they're going to keep pounding it. There's the option.
The pitch to Island gets to the outside. Nice stiff arm as he breaks a tackle to pick up another first down. 2 first downs on this opening drive for Union.
Yeah, free safety right there coming downhill and making a nice hit, but not enough. Island, low center of gravity, strong right there. You're not going to be able to tackle him around the shoulders. Going to have to bend those knees, use a little bit better technique.
Adrian Prian, the second leading tackler for St. James. On that tackle, he broke the tackle from Jarrell Williams, the outstanding defensive back for the Wildcats. Hill getting everyone set as they run out of the eye, play action fake, and now Hill keeps it, and he's got a lot of room to run. It's a foot race for Hill. Hill is going to head it to the end zone. Great start for the Farmers.
What a great play call right there. So much attention on Island right there. They ran the counter Trey 2 plays in a row, and then they go with the naked right there. Fantastic job Great speed by Jordan Hill.
56-yard touchdown run for Jordan Hill. He's 5'11", 200 pounds. Big kid, built more like a linebacker than a quarterback, and he showed off some great speed there, as he just alluded to, Neil. And Union Parish, great start for them. And the extra point is good. That is a 56-yard touchdown run for Hill. That is his longest of the season. Comes at the right time. Hits 6 touchdowns. He faked out our cameraman down in the lower end zone.
Yeah, the misdirection. St. James so fast, so aggressive on defense. You can hurt them on plays like that. You might not be able to do it the whole game because they're going to settle in. But right now, boy, Union up early, and that's not exactly what people were expecting.
And there's a look at Joe Spadafora.
He's feeling it. Look at him. Head bobbing, shorts on.
Let's go look at our Red Zone fundraising coaches spotlight. He always wears those shorts, even when they played the state championship game in Natchitoches. And it was not the warmest day, I could say that, in December.
I'm a little disappointed he's got sleeves on. Normally he's showing off the guns.
But he's been here for 18 years. He led Union Parish to a state championship in 2013. And they've been here the last 3 seasons, but he's a terrific head coach, gets the most out of these players. And again, when you have 4 losses during the regular season and you've lost 3 straight state championships, it's easy for the team to say, you know what, we've had a great run. It's been great for Union Parish. There's no more Trey Howley, and you just pack it in. But they have not done that this season.
Well, I heard him speak after their big win last week over at Gina. He's got a lot of confidence in that offensive line, and they had some big, physical, tough kids. And I think he has got them all to believe. Anytime we've got these guys up front, we've got a chance.
So here's Braden Williams, the starting quarterback for the Wildcats. He's completed 63% of his passes, 2,500 yards. He has orchestrated an offense here that has over 5,000 total yards. They average 193 yards through the air, nearly 200 on the ground. All kinds of pressure on Williams, and he can't get away from it. He loses 5 yards. Great job by the Farmers. Ticarius Wilson, I'm going to say his name about 1,000 times here tonight because this guy has nearly 200 tackles on the season, and that's no exaggeration.
It's one of the problems there. If you sprint out, your protection away from where you're sprinting is not really sound. Everybody, your whole line is moving to the left right there as they sprint out to the left. If he can't make a throw on time, on his 5th step or his 7th step, whatever the coaches are telling him to do, the protection is going to break down, and that's what happened right there. Braden Williams just couldn't find anybody open.
So 2nd down and 15 on the first sack of the ball game. They hand it off, and a nice run here off the left side.
Yeah, great speed right there. I think that's
Villanueva.
Villanueva. The timing was a little off on the snap, so he went a little short motion to the right and then came back on the jet sweep. But he was a little wide. It took a while for that play to develop, but he did a great job of reading his blocks.
Villanueva on the season has not carried the ball too much. 5 carries now on the year.
So 3rd down and 7 yards. St. James is going to check at the line, try to get the right play call. Let's see what happens.
Blitz coming. Williams has to run around, and he's going to be able to get the first down. Great job by Williams. That was outstanding. And he is our key player for St. James.
He's wearing number 5. He looked like number 5, about to get that Heisman Trophy tomorrow. That was an impressive job by Braden Williams in the backfield.
Not only a great athlete, a 4.0 student, all-state player, 3-year starter, big arm, great feet, ran track in the offseason, which has helped him become even more of a dual-threat quarterback. Great parents, the St. James High Student of the Year. Good run off the right side.
Great action right there. They faked the jet sweep, run the counter back the other way. Huge gaping hole created by the big boys up front for St. James.
Kenai King Young on the carry, over 800 yards rushing on the year. He's averaging 10.5 yards a carry, 6 touchdowns on the season. Second down and 3, and there's going to be a false start, I guess, on St. James.
Yeah, I think the center was just a hair late on snapping it. It seemed like just about everybody was ready to go.
Dead ball. False start. Number 68 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Let's look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Cribs Incorporated Roofing and Sheet Metal. Williams, Cameron LeBlanc, Kobe Brown, Trenton Esther, the wide receiver, Joseph Villanueva, another receiver. That offensive line, you got 3 all-district players there, Andre Mahler, Deuce Williams, and Jermaine Mitchell. Trey Williams and Kalen Fletcher finish out that O-line. Second down and about 8 now for the Wildcats. Getting rid of the ball quickly to Kobe Brown, another all-district player, but he is wrapped up by Tamorio Bilberry, a senior DB for Union Parish, 3rd and long coming up for the Wildcats.
Well, great job by Bilberry right there. They actually, St. James had the screen set up perfect. He was so fast, the offensive line couldn't get to him. You can see 68 coming out there. Big offensive tackle just can't get to him quick enough. And Bilberry with a great open field tackle.
This season, St. James 50% converting on 3rd down this year. This is going to be a tough one. 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, St. James going empty, 5 wides right here for the first time. Really spreading them out. Looks like no pressure coming right. They're going to drop in coverage. Oh, they send pressure off the edge.
Quick pass. Got to get some yak yards, and they do for the first down.
Great job right there by Villanueva. He did the same thing against Sterlington last week in the semifinal game. Took that little stick route, made one guy miss, turned to a 60-yard touchdown. Almost did the same thing right there.
And our first down brought to you by Courtesy Automotive Group. Another flag.
Dead ball. False start. Number 21 of the offense.
St. James
5-yard
trying to
penalty,
hurry, line up in the
touchdown.
same formation, tried to run the same exact play, but just too big of a hurry and couldn't get their feet in the ground set, ready before that ball was snapped.
So Brandon Williams and the Wildcats now first down and 15. A couple penalties on this drive for St. James. Opening drive of this Division III non-select state championship game.
Slots uncovered.
Williams got to get out of the pocket again. Williams on the run. Williams loses the ball there at the end.
Did he step out first? I don't think so.
There is a wrestling match for that football.
He got on the ball anyway. What a great hit right there. Fantastic inside-out pursuit by the Union defense. So Union set pressure right there. The right slot for St. James actually uncovered, but because the pressure got to him, Braden couldn't find him. Great hit.
Tykeres Wilson in on another tackle. Second down and 2, thanks to the great legs of Williams. Once again, making something happen. Not much running room, but staying on his feet is Cameron LeBlanc spinning around, and he's got the first down. Ankle tackle by a freshman by Braxton Patterson. And there's a look at Union Parish's starting lineup. Again, brought to you by Cribs Incorporated Roofing and Sheet Metal. Charles Kendrick, Tytravius Wallace on that defensive line. Almost looks like an instant replay of the last play. Cameron LeBlanc.
St. James running what we call a split flow zone, where they take the H-back across the formation and the line blocks the opposite way, and you look for a cutback.
This UP defense giving up 21 points a game, but they've played a really tough schedule. Braxton Patterson, Trayvon Ward. Second down and 5. Battle-tested UP team. LeBlanc staying on his feet. LeBlanc's got a first down to the 21-yard line.
So St. James running a really great RPO offense. They literally have pass options on almost every single play. You can do it to the 2 receiver side, the single receiver side. Braden has the ability to go right or left.
Union Parish.
And if they cover that, there's not enough in the box, and they're going to run the football well.
All right, timeout called by Union Parish. That gives us an opportunity to bring in the third member of our broadcast crew for this Red Zone fundraising sideline report, Ronnie Rance.
Thanks, guys. You know, one of the great stories here in the Superdome is what's happening over in the Union stands. Behind me over my shoulder, you'll see that is not the Union High School Band. Instead, it's the Carroll High School Band. Their colors blue and gold, not orange, but you see they're wearing orange stocking caps. They made the bus ride down from Monroe to cheer on and to play for Union High. The reason is because Union doesn't have a drum corps. They have an orchestra band, and they don't play at sporting events. So last week, Carroll High School went down to Gina. They were in the stands when Union won their semifinal game. This week, some businesses pitched in, paid for the buses to get them here to the Dome. So how about that? Two communities coming together. Carroll High School playing here in the Dome for Union High.
And it's not like Carroll High School is right around the corner from Union. I mean, Carroll's in Monroe, so it's crazy that how those two schools hook up, but that's what it's all about.
It's one of the great things about high school athletics.
LeBlanc, a bruising running back, as you can tell, gets a first down run.
It gives those kids at Carroll an opportunity they would not get. You know, you get to say that they played in the Superdome. What a great experience. And then they're loud. We can hear them right now. It's got to be helping them out.
Yeah, I thought they were on this side. I'm like, as I was working on this game, I didn't look up, and I'm like, oh, they're all across the stadium. Here's Williams. First guy hard to bring down.
Yeah, it looked like maybe a little mix-up on the play. The H-back, he blocked the end. The tailback looked like he was going to block the end. But Braden Williams obviously able to do his thing and pick up 5.
So 2nd down and 5. LeBlanc towards that goal line. He's sniffing the touchdown.
Oh,
the ball comes out.
I think they're going to say his forward progress was stopped there. Let's see. Replay should be. That looks like that's going to be a great angle right there to be able to look at.
So did they blow it? They're saying forward progress?
I think that's what they're going to say. Now, whether that's accurate, we'll have to see.
But he was really trying to fight to get in there. They're trying to rip it out of his arms.
Yeah, his forward progress was stopped right there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And maybe his knee was down.
Ooh, that's close. I tell you what. I mean, we're watching it in slow motion, full speed.
1st and goal, and the touchdown there on the quarterback sneak, and St. James answers Union Parish's opening drive with one of their own. Braden Williams into the end zone.
Great drive. Great answer by St. James. Staying composed. Both teams done a fantastic job of operating their offense. Not having to do anything special, just do what they do. And running that zone, run scheme right there for St. James. Beautiful.
Team high 16 rushing touchdowns for the senior Braden Williams, the offensive MVP for District 8-3A. He has an offer from Culver Stockton, but one of these kids in this transfer portal era of recruiting, he's getting kind of lost in the shuffle. Certainly there's a college out there that can use a Braden Williams up the upright and back.
Well, Union sent a lot of pressure right there. You know, that makes you a little nervous as a kicker. Might have had something to do with why it was just a little off. Yeah, Braden Williams can play. He could find a home somewhere to play at the next level. What level that is, you know, we'll find that out come signing day. But he can play at the next level for somebody.
So Kenai, who has been really good on field goals this season, Kenai King Young, hits that upright and it bounces back. The last time St. James won a state title, they went 15-0. They actually beat Union Parish in the semifinals. In fact, that is the last time. As you take a look at Coach Levante Davis, and we give you another Red Zone fundraising coaches spotlight. Coach Levante Davis, in his 2nd season, a New Orleans native, graduated from LB Landry, formerly a head coach at Scotlandville. He was the associate head coach and defensive coordinator when he was promoted to head coach when Robert Valdez left. He went 10-3 last season. He lost to Manny, who ended up winning the state championship game last year. And for Coach Davis, this is the 2nd time that he's led a team to the state title game. He did it as well with Scotlandville and Levi Lewis in 2016. Nice return for Union Parish. Picking the football up was Tomario Bilberry, and good field position here for the Farmers.
Great way to start off. Great touchdown for St. James, and answer with a big kickoff that moves it past midfield to start this possession. Union can't ask for much more out of their special teams and their offense, and see if they can get another scoring drive.
So Jordan Hill heads back out there. A good leader for this offense. Plays basketball, also throws the javelin and runs in the relay on the relay team. At the 48. They fake the pitch, and another great run for Hill. Hill's going to take it to the house. Touchdown, Union Parish again. Oh, the St. James defense, which has only given up 4 total touchdowns in the postseason. They've given up 2 scores early in the Division III non-select state championship game.
So it's another way that you can take advantage of the speed and the aggressiveness of St. James defense. They run the option on the outside. Everybody flew outside. Quarterback does a great job being patient. Takes one cut and he's gone.
Extra point try to make it a 14-6 game, and that's through the uprights. Well, we sat here and talked about Jamarian Island, but really it's Jordan Hill, the senior, who has stolen the show so far, and I'm sure he's heard all this talk about how great Braden Williams is as a starting quarterback for St. James, and he's like, you know what? I'm pretty good too.
He has been excellent so far.
Hub International is Louisiana's premier employee benefits and commercial insurance brokerage. Chances are you're probably already doing business with someone who does business with Hub. Turn to the agency that the Tiger Saints and Pelicans choose. Hub International. You can visit them at hubinternational.com. Great start to this Division III non-select state championship game. Both teams exchanging touchdowns. That was a 48-yard run by Hill. And a good deep kick. The return man for St. James, Jacaias Villanueva, got up to the 27, and he is brought down there. And
excellent downfield coverage by Union. Kicking game has been really good.
So St. James offensively back out there after a 14-play, 73-yard drive. Union Parish, they've run 7 plays, and they've scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, if you'd have asked me before the game which team would have the long, methodical drives,
yes,
and which team would have the explosive big plays on offense, I would not have scripted it like it's turned out so far.
Out to the flat. Room to run. Kobe Brown, you want to talk about speed? Forget about it. Turned on the afterburners. Another touchdown.
Great job out of the perimeter right there. I thought they might have got away with a hole, but you know it's a great crew, and they're watching for those things, and they've got a better view than I do. Fantastic speed right there. Wow, that is impressive. You could dump that ball off. That was caught right behind the line of scrimmage, and Kobe Brown takes it to the house.
Another 4.0 student.
76 yards?
Man, that is he's the fastest player we've seen so far this weekend.
Wow. That's impressive.
You can't teach that, right?
No.
In the 40, he runs a 4.39. 5'10", 155 pounds. Kobe Brown.
He ran that 70 right there in about 6 seconds. That was impressive. All right, they're going for 2.
Williams has got good protection. Will try to run for it, and he's going to. Oh, he reaches out there and he got it. Great effort by Braden Williams.
That was thrown right at the start of the play. Not sure if they had maybe a receiver that was on the line of scrimmage and covered up that went out for a pass. Kind of where they threw that, it would have to maybe be an illegal formation.
Legal formation.
Yeah.
5 men in the backfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty, retry.
Now, I know the game of football. I do not know all the rules of football. There's a lot of officials going, yeah, tell me about it, Coach. We know you don't know all the rules. But that was a post-snap infraction. Did they score? Did he cross the line? I don't know why they would have to replay. They could decline the penalty.
Yeah. I think they said he got across
did he get
the
across?
goal line.
Okay, all right. I think maybe they're trying to confirm that that's what happened. It's taking a while to get started here.
So now they'll just try the extra point.
Nope,
And they missed another one. Ooh.
Wait, he tried to overcompensate,
Yeah.
right? The last one he pushed it right. This one he hooks left. If he gets another opportunity, it should go right down the middle.
There's Kobe Brown, who just had an electrifying touchdown. There are some schools that have offered him, Grambling and Southern, Culver Stockton College, and Graceland University out in Iowa. He also has visited ULM, and he is a 3.9 student with a 24 on his ACT. And his plan is to either major in business management or engineering. Right now, he gets to wear the touchdown chain, the 6 there for Kobe Brown.
That's a quick 6 right there, I tell you what. I'm feeling he's worn that before.
Yeah.
Although it kind of clashes with the yellow
Oh,
jerseys
really?
a
Oh,
little,
you're a fashion expert, aren't
well,
you?
I think you can mix the silver and gold with that gold,
Well, I
right?
told you before the game. I mean, I obviously don't watch St. James every week, but I don't ever remember them wearing gold jerseys like this.
Well, we'll have to ask Rodney Rance. It looks like LSU baseball, championship time. They put on the gold jerseys. Maybe St. James wants the same look.
On the return. Oh, wow. Great job on the tackle for the Wildcats. That was Rayshawn Charles, a senior. Check that. Yeah, Rayshawn Charles, a senior, getting down there and making a heck of a tackle on special teams.
What's interesting about these kickoff returns we've had so far, they've all been solo tackles.
Yeah.
Which is incredible to have a special teams, solo tackle like that. But it also means you make that one guy miss. There's nobody else around. We might see a kickoff return for a touchdown in this game.
Well, look at the big plays we've already seen in this game. Other than that methodical 14-play drive.
Look at the big tackle for Union right there. 390 pounds.
DeMarco Knighton.
I know where I'd be running.
And that's exactly where they run. And a nice tackle once again for St. James. That's Shaden Parker, the leading tackler for the Wildcats, the junior linebacker. We watch it again. Number 6 here, finding that hole, able to beat the block. That was Curtis Benson trying to come out and get the block, but we do have a flag, I guess.
All the way on the other side over there. It's a lot of talking, too. So just want to make sure they get it right.
Legal formation. 5 men in the backfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Now, I got to tell you, Union is not running some elaborate fancy scheme. They're going to run the same 2 to 3 formations the whole time. For the officials, they got the best view, right? They're right down the line, but you shouldn't have to get out the protractor to know if you're lining up on the line or off the line. If they're not doing anything to gain an advantage and they're an inch in the backfield, it's going to be a long night if we keep calling those flags.
First down and 15. Here's Island. Oh boy, he was maybe one guy away from breaking it. Jarrell Williams, gain of about 7 or so.
They were fortunate. The fullback got a little early start right there. That could have been an illegal motion. That's a good hard-nosed run right at the middle. The old counter trade. Man, look at the big tackle running right there. Moving great. Moving bodies. That's great to see.
8-yard run for Island. Wide receiver to the near side. That's Chase Meeking. Get a couple guys. Tamario Bilberry. And they run. Hill keeps it. That time they were able to bring him down after a couple of lengthy touchdown runs.
So they're running the inside veer, which means they're going to have their play side tackle, and offensive line is going to try to wash everything down and climb up to the linebackers. And you're going to read that defensive end, and if he crashes down hard on the back, then the quarterback's going to pull it. And they've had success with that. St. James did a really good job. Their linebackers scraping over the top of that down block and being there waiting for Hill.
UP is 1 for 1 on third downs. Got 9 seconds on the play clock. Might be changed into play here. Hill quickly gets under center. Island straight ahead right into a brick wall. Fans from St. James Parish love that. They plugged it up right in the middle of everything. Trey Williams, the senior.
Outstanding defense right there. That's one of their better plays. The Union is pulling both guard and tackle on the counter tray. Right there, though, St. James defensive line did a great job of knifing inside of it, making those big guys have to bounce it outside, and the backs can't make the cut soon enough.
Levante Davis says Trey plays so well with his hands. He's got 15 tackles for a loss this season. Here's the punt. End over end punt. And the return man will let that one just go out of bounds. And then another one of our spotlight players, we told you earlier, Tyquarius Wilson, 193 tackles, 19 tackles for a loss for this junior linebacker who's got 11
That's the
and a
end
half
of the
sacks.
first quarter.
What a season this young man has been able to put together for Union Parish, an all-state performer and just an absolute tackling machine who has a motor that will not stop. Hill's motor has not been stopping. 2 long touchdown rushes for the Farmers, and Union Parish leading this explosive game 14-12.
Tackle the road with courtesy value.
Because every vehicle is equipped with tons of value.
Score big with the courtesy value advantage.
1, we have a huge selection all on one website.
2, you can't pay too much for a vehicle at Courtesy.
Because every vehicle comes with a courtesy value guarantee.
Oh, including the warranty, covering hundreds of items.
So you get top dollar if you decide to trade it in.
3, decide you don't love it? You got 3 days to exchange.
Take the winning drive to your local courtesy value dealer.
The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest History Museum is located on the banks of the Cane River in historic downtown Natchitoches. And each and every summer, the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame comes to life with the Hall of Fame induction weekend. With parties and festivities all weekend long, we celebrate the Hall of Famers, and this year's no different. Make your plans June 20th through 22nd to be there to see Drew Brees, Daniel Cormier, Frank Monica, Simone Augustus, and many others. Go to lasportshall.com and get your tickets now.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Cajun values family. We've been a family business for over 40 years, so we take a lot of pride in being a family-oriented company.
All of Cajun's values are born out of passion. Whether we're offering EPC, general construction, or specialty services, our customers have no doubt we will execute every job with safety, quality, and integrity.
Back inside the Caesars Superdome, Jeff Palermo, Neil Weiner, and Ronnie Rance down on the sideline. St. James trailing Union Parish after 1 quarter of play, 14-12. This is the Division III non-select state championship game on the LHSAA network on YearView. And you're also streaming us on the NFHS network. Glad you could be a part of our broadcast. What is already turning out to be a fun Friday afternoon of football between 2 really good teams. A lot more offense than we expected, Neil.
Well, I was told the halftime over-under was set at 33. It's looking like they might go get it early in the second quarter.
First down and 10 for St. James. After their defense finally stopped Union Parish after 2 long touchdown runs. Wide open is the receiver. There's Kobe Brown again. And they caught him that time, barely. But another big play for the all-district wide receiver.
Great route concept. They ran the smash concept, the high-low right there. They ran the quick out with the outside receiver, the deeper corner route, breaking to the sideline with the slot. And just a beautiful pass right there by Braden Williams.
That looked to be Jordan Hill, who made the tackle, now playing on defense. We have an injury update. Kendrick Joseph, a special teams player for St. James, was taken into the tunnel with an injured hand as the doctors were working on him. 4-yard run up the middle for St. James and Kenai King Young.
So look for them to come back with a similar type play right there. That was like a triple option play they ran. He handed off on the give to the running back. He could have pulled it and would have had an option with the motion man coming behind them with Villanueva.
Williams gets through a wave of defenders, splits the defenders. Wildcats have the lead. More speed for you.
Great balance right there. It looked like he could have easily been tripped up, and he didn't break stride. That's fantastic body control by Williams. So they're making it look like a read play, and it's not really a read play. The left guard pulled, and he's going to kick out the right end. The guard actually tripped. The end was unblocked, but Braden Williams, so athletic, it made no difference as he darted straight up the field for the touchdown.
After missing 2 extra points, St. James now will go for 2. Braden Williams on the roll. Braden Williams now cutting back the other way.
Got him.
Williams tosses it to the end zone for 2. Trenton Esther. And it's 20-14 Wildcats.
Yeah, beautiful job by Williams right there. Changing direction, keeping his wits about him, and finding the receiver in the back of the end zone.
Let's go back to that touchdown run first of all here for Braden Williams. Good stuff there. Looked like a couple times Union Parish was going to get him. And he flexes those muscles as he gets into the end zone, and then more. Braden Williams.
Boy, great job by the big tackle right there for St. James. Most of the time you see that peel back. When you get excited, you lower your shoulder and really, give it all you can. Well, that's against the rules now. And he used his open hands to make a good, clean block and allowed them to get that 2-point conversion. Now he's got the quick 6 chain on.
Passing that thing around. So St. James, you can see just how explosive they can be. And in this postseason here, they certainly have. Let's send it now down for a sideline report brought to you by Red Zone Fundraising.
Thanks, guys, down here on the St. James sideline. And, of course, we're talking about Braden Williams and the great job he's done. I mean, he is Mr. St. James, right? Perfect guy in the classroom, 4.0, one of the school leaders. Not only is he a team leader, but he's gotten a boost this year. The quarterbacks coach for St. James is a first-year coach, but he's not a guy who's unfamiliar to success. Chase Forcade, first-year quarterback coach, former Nicholls State great, won 30 games at Nicholls State, played on many different levels of professional football. He's done a great job. Those two have had a tremendous relationship. He's helped take Braden Williams' career to the next level. Check out Chase Forcade on the sidelines. You guys know a lot about him.
He's not as fast as Braden Williams, though, as Chase Forcade.
No. Hey, he can run. He was no Braden Williams. I tell you, he was a phenomenal football player at Rummel.
Yes.
And then at Nicholls State, he was splitting time early in his career. They went up, behind the bushes, between the hedges at Georgia, and he almost pulled off the win.
Right.
Just an incredible guy. He's been doing a lot of quarterback instruction stuff the last couple of years. He works the Manning Passing Academy every year. Just a fantastic young up-and-coming coach.
And no surprise that he went into coaching. He was such a team leader for that Nicholls teams that won back-to-back Southland titles, and nothing happening there for Island. something tells me St. James has received a wake-up call, playing a lot better here. Trey Williams in on another tackle for the Wildcats defensively.
Well, it's interesting that that counter Trey, the counter sweep play where you pull the guard and tackle. It's one of their mainstays. It's one of their best plays. But they only run it to the left. I'd be interested to see if they run it to the right, where you got your big guy over there that can really DeMario, that he can block down and just create that wall, and you have your smaller guys pulling back that way. See if that's something they come back to. Let's see if they motion the back out of the backfield like they did last time. There it is. They fake it. They got him wide open.
Over the middle. Nobody there. Through his hands. Bill Berry had 6 possibly if he catches that.
Well, great play call. They did that on the second play of the game. Same formation. Motioned it back out and through the swing. That time they faked the swing, and the receiver's wide open right there. And just a little off on the timing. It's one of those things. They're not a team that throws the ball a whole lot.
Beautiful spiral, man.
The margin for error is razor thin on those type of plays.
So 3rd and 10 now for Union. Union 1 for 2 on 3rd down. They trail it for the first time in this game. 10 minutes to go. Hill keeps it. Hill staying on his feet. Got to the 31. 4th down and 3. I know Joe Spatafora is tempted here, but he got to bring the punt team on.
It's still early in the game. You go for it right here and don't get it. You know St. James on a short field has got a chance to bust this game wide open. Let's try to flip the field. They've done a good job on their punts. They're low line drive punts, but with only one returner back, they're able to angle it. He can't get a return, and they get a good, favorable roll.
Whistle before the punt. And there
timeout,
is a timeout.
St. James. That is their first timeout of the half.
That will give us a chance to tell you about who are some of our great sponsors for this Division III non-select state championship game. First of all, the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Museum, located on the banks of the Cane River in historic downtown Natchitoches. Also brought to you by Cribs Incorporated Roofing and Sheet Metal. Also one of our fine sponsors here this weekend, the Courtesy Automotive Group. Discover the Courtesy experience. Check current inventory at courtesyvalue.com. And also brought to you by Hub International, Louisiana's premier employee benefits and commercial insurance brokerage. And also brought to you by Cajun Industries. We grow our people to grow our company.
Fake punt. They got it.
And they do get it. So they called a timeout. They were probably ready for it, or at least say look out for it.
Yep.
And Union still executes it, even though St. James was probably on high alert. That is Tytravius Wallace, the defensive lineman, starting defensive lineman, who gets the carry and the big first down on 4th down.
Big play right there. Great call by Coach Spat. I was not expecting it. St. James appeared to be expecting. They called timeout, like you said, but great execution up front. I just saw on the sideline Trey Holly is in the house.
Oh, there you go.
Last time he was in here, he was holding that Chucky doll. I don't see it with him today.
Pitch out to Island. Island, a hard run across the 45. Taking the brunt of that hit was Jarrell Williams. Of course, Trey Holly, the all-time leading rusher in Louisiana high school football history.
You know what's interesting is players like Trey Hodley and Nick Brosette, Jai Williams at Ascension Catholic, and all these guys that have had all these yards and they get so many carries, you get worried about, will that wear them out when they get to the next level? But Trey Hodley showed it only made him faster.
Island, another hard run.
This year he had the 70-yard touchdown for LSU against Army.
Yeah.
Now Union's rolling.
And there's a little bit slow to get up is Williams. I asked Coach Joe Spatafora, I said, hey, what did you think of that touchdown run by Trey Holly? And he said, man, that was sweet to watch. And he said when they got into the tunnel, after the game, Trey Holly FaceTimed Joe Spatafora so that's a pretty cool moment.
Yeah,
I'm sure as you being a high school coach, you get those calls from those players that you coached before that succeed at the next level.
Well, it's so much fun. In high school, the first time you meet these kids, if you're out of high school and they enter the 9th grade, they're 14 years old. They're just little guys, little kids. And then you watch them grow up, develop, and mature, and then they have the opportunity to go play at the next level. It's a really special feeling to see those things take place.
Trey Holly, 160 touchdowns during his prep career. 2,694 yards and 38 touchdowns in his final season. 146 of those 160 touchdowns were on the ground. Working at right side, they're working right behind DeMarco Knight.
So there's the counter, Trey. There's the counter back to the right side, where they got a little more size over there. And, boy, they got it rolling downhill. So Island's got to come out for a play, get his helmet back on.
Can Trey Holly come back in? They sneak him in there. Joe Spadafora. Boy, I tell you, he's got his game face on. About as intense of a coach as you'll see in high school football.
I think he lives with a game face on.
Yeah, you're right about that. 3rd down and 2. Well, the new running back, they got to explain to him what the play is here. Tomeri, he bobbles it. Look out. Nobody's going to catch him. Inside the 20. Is he going to run out of steam? Nick Choppin, the district MVP defensively, has just scored 6. There's flags down, at the 35. So it's probably coming back. Oh, boy, they bring in the backup running back. And
3 flags. You think it's the right call?
And they're all within about 5 yards of each other. Not even 5 yards of each other. 3 yards.
The accuracy of those officials to all get to the right spot is impressive, huh?
Closest to the pin there in golf. That would be pretty tough to figure out who's got it.
And especially on plays like that, a lot of time it's that blindside block, and so many times, unfortunately,
there was no reason for it. Yeah.
Yes,
there's
no reason. And as coaches, you get really mad at the kid, and then you look at him in the eye, and he's just fired up trying to do something great for the team. And
yeah.
I think the young man rumbling, bumbling, stumbling is trying to catch his breath too. I hope he turns his mic on. I want to hear him talk after that.
Yeah, they may be just extending this conversation so Trey Landry can catch his breath after trying to.
Yeah, we'll see if we have a chance to see what the penalty was. I think it must be the right call for 3 officials to all do that.
During the return, blocking the back, number 6 of the defense, 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
Yeah, the St. James fans don't like it, but I have a feeling if they get a chance to see it. So bring in a new back. Timing was off initially on the snap.
Right in the hands of Choppin. And there he goes.
Yeah. I think it was about to happen right there to the left of the screen. It looked like number 56 from Union was going to get hit from behind by number 6.
So St. James has the ball up by 6, and they go back to work offensively off to the right side. So now Union Parish's defense, they got to figure out something here, as the Wildcats have been hot offensively. That was Kobe Brown actually on the carry. Gets 5 yards. So we're halfway through in this second quarter.
So St. James got an unbalanced look into the boundary, into the short side of the field. A lot of times defenses won't make that adjustment.
Williams up to the 35. They'll mark him down actually at the 36, so it'll be a yard shy of the first down. Good sportsmanship there with Wilson helping up Williams, and then one of his teammates, Omarion Thomas, As you look at Braden Williams. So 3rd down and 1.
St. James has been doing a great job of mixing up formations, changing personnel. Been 2-by-2. They've been unbalanced, 3-by-1, empty, tight ends, wings.
Williams keeps it. 1st down to the 28-yard line. They're now 3 for 3 on 3rd down. Thomas, the ankle tackle, as the Wildcats keep the drive alive. 1st down brought to you by Courtesy Automotive Group.
Nice little misdirection play, jet sweep action. Hoping to get the linebackers to chase and pursue, and then the quarterback just keeps it inside, but to the opposite direction. In the pistol, shifting to the side.
Oh, this play gets messed up from the beginning. Now trying to make something out of it is Villanueva. Villanueva hurdling defenders out there. And then Tomario Bilberry, who just had to fumble, able to wrestle him to the ground.
So I think that was supposed to be a little inside reverse going back to the left.
And then he ran into his own offensive lineman.
Yeah, looked a little confusing in the backfield. I'm not sure that's exactly how they drew it up.
Ended up getting 2 yards after it was all said and done.
So the slide up to the top of the field right there, uncovered. See if they can get it to him quick.
Williams,
there it is.
Right there. Nice call.
St. James does a great job of taking what the defense gives you. They're going to spread you out, and if you don't come down and do what you're supposed to do, they're going to hit those little quick hitters. And we've already seen you can make one guy miss, and they can turn it into 6. They'll put that chain on in a hurry.
Rayshawn Charles, only playing in his 5th game this season, just made his 6th catch, and Joe Spadafora calls a timeout.
Union Parish.
This is 3rd and 1. It's kind of like one of those basketball timeouts, Neil. The momentum is certainly in St. James's favor at the moment, and you just need to take a timeout and get the guys rested, get them refocused. Let's take a look at our schedule for tomorrow. 3 more games for you tomorrow. Last year, St. Thomas More and Lafayette Christian played an epic battle. The 2 teams combined for 100 points. Expect the scoreboard to be lit up again tomorrow when LCA and St. Thomas More face off in a rematch. St. Charles Catholic versus Calvary Baptist. The Comets looking for their 3rd consecutive state championship, and Ruston back in the state title game. Last year they fell to Destrehan. Now they'll try to take on another South Louisiana power, the Zachary Broncos. You can watch all of it on the LHSAA network on Yearview, and also streaming on the NFHS network.
Well, what a great slate of games for tomorrow. Golly.
3rd down and 1. King Young, the running back, to the right of Williams, and King Young will get it, but he was brought down behind the line of scrimmage by a half a yard, knifing through there for Union Parish. Looked to be a number 0.
Bringing out the big boys right here.
I think that would.
Trying to hurry up, make a substitute. They had some defensive players that I guess are in their heavy package. They're down on the bench, going through play review. I don't know if they're going to.
Trayvon Ward,
if they've got all the guys they need.
4th down and 1. They quickly get to the line of scrimmage.
Oh no!
And it's gonna. I think
he got it.
Yep.
I think he got it.
The spot on the far side, he certainly did. As LeBlanc gets the carry. And the 1st down. Big 1st down there on 4th down. We'll look at it again. That knee just stayed up long. Yep, great job. Good balance there. Enough balance anyways. And another nice play defensively.
So it's interesting. They did this in the semifinal game against Sterlington. They're in the shotgun. They're in spread. And then all of a sudden, they start going under center and start running the veer. And obviously, it's something that they practice on. They're really well coached, but it takes them totally out of rhythm of what they've been doing. It was great for the 4th down play right there to pick it up.
O'Marion Thomas got the tackle. St. James, they have entered the red zone fundraising end of the field.
So you got straight man coverage right here. Look for a corner out by the slot.
2nd and 12. This is Kobe Brown. They got him to the outside, but he was chased down by Wilson, and it's now 3rd and long.
Yeah, the way they're running their man coverage, that safety was cheated all the way over, straight over the ball, which gave lots of room for that slot receiver. One little head nod in or out, he comes wide open. See if they try to do that over here to the right side.
The Wildcats, 3 of 4 on 3rd down today. But this is a tough one, 3rd down and 9. They're letting the clock tick down. Union Parish will get the ball to begin the second half. So here we go on this 3rd and 9. Check that, St. James will get the ball. But here we go, 3rd down. Williams under pressure. And they got to him. A flag's going to come down too, as he was sacked on the play by Charles Kendricks.
So probably going to decline this penalty right here, take 4th down. Not really in field goal position, you know, so they're going to have to go for it.
Yeah, they've missed 2 extra points.
I think if you give them another chance at 3rd down, they may bust it wide open.
Holding, number 64, the offense. That penalty's declined, 4th down.
Coming up, it'll be the LHSAA Prep Classic halftime show, brought to you by Crown Plaza Baton Rouge. Tickets on sale now for New Year's Eve with Chase Tyler Band and Wayne Toops, sponsored by Jerry Lane.
They're going to call timeout. A little substitution issue. They need to make sure they get the right personnel in.
Timeout, St. James. That is their 2nd timeout of the half.
It kind of looked like, Jeff, they were trying to run something similar to what Cecilia did last night, where they had the tackle eligible. It looked like they had the tight end 35 who had the almost scoop and score earlier. Looked like they had him lined up at a tackle spot and try to get him open. And then they had to call timeout after running a player on the field late. Well, I love, I don't know if we can get our cameras on the St. James offense on the field right there. I've never seen timeouts handled that way.
Every position
group.
Yeah,
every position coach got their own unit like that. They're probably not the first people to ever do it, but it's the first time that I've noticed it. And it's interesting.
St. James, when they won it in 2019, Shaz Preston was their quarterback. That ended a long streak. It's hard to imagine they went from as football crazy as St. James is. They went from 1979 to 2019 in between state championships, trying to make sure that gap isn't as long this time around.
Wow.
4th down and 13.
There
Williams over the middle, intercepted. Great break on the ball. On the return, this is Hill. He's already got 2 touchdowns in the game. Taken down at the 44-yard line.
That's the play we talked about. They tried to sneak the big guy, the big tight end down the middle right there. And, man, credit to Union being at home and then breaking on that ball. Now that gives them the chance on a short field right before half to get a big score and tie this up.
Only the 6th interception of the season by Williams, and what a great break on the ball by Hill. That was fantastic for his first interception of the year.
Huge play at a huge moment. It's kind of what we talked about in the last game, right? You want to win the last 4 minutes of the half, and St. James got a great opportunity. They get the penalty, they get the sack, and then all of a sudden they're out of sorts. And, you know, look, they got great coaches. They know what they're doing. They're playing in the dome, and I'm sitting here talking about it. But they ran that veer the second play. I felt like they could have got back to their offense. That kind of put them behind the sticks a little bit.
Union Parish has 2 timeouts to work with. Oh, they got to use one right here. That's a shame. With the play clock down to 2 seconds.
Yeah, you know, sometimes that happens. You get a big play like that, right?
Union
and
Parish,
you lose track. Everybody's
that is their
excited.
final timeout
Coach
of the
is trying to
first
get the guys back on the field and get together. But that play clock is going to start. And sometimes you see that happen.
Especially when it's the quarterback who just made the interception.
Yes, that's exactly right.
It's not like he's coming off the sideline.
He probably needed a little shot of water.
You just make a great interception, and then, but what a game Jordan Hill is having. He's already got 2 long rushing touchdowns. This is his final high school football game, and he's making it one to remember. What a beautiful play.
Fantastic. Great job of just staying at home, reading the quarterback's eyes. You know, you wouldn't normally look for the tight end to be running right down the middle of the field with an unbalanced, weird-looking formation and empty. But he did his job and hadn't been called on to do that a whole lot. That was a big moment.
All right, I'm going to play coach here, Neil Weiner. I think you got play-action fake coming in. I think they take a shot downfield.
Well, look, they're heavy run, right? They may not be expecting. They may say, hey, they got another timeout. There's 40 seconds left. They may try to run a little option play, and all of a sudden, those linebackers come flying down, and somebody comes running right down the seam wide open.
Here we go. Hill will throw it, and it's complete. And they got about 6 yards. Nice catch by Chase Meeking. Clock is running here. Union Parish does a nice job to get up.
Spike it.
Oh, how about that? So with 28 seconds.
So probably in that timeout, they talked to the guy, hey, listen, we're going to run the quick out. If we catch it, let's run up and let's spike it, and then we got time to call another play. You know, Union's not a hurry-up offense, right? They're not going up tempo. It's not what they like to do, but you can tell they practice it. They talk to their kids about these situations, and they handled it and did exactly as they were instructed and coached to do right there. Third and 5, 2 receivers over here.
Bilberry to wide receiver to the bottom. Hill's going deep. There's 2 defenders there, and he just missed his intended receiver running a corner route. That's Chase Meeking. Now it's 4th down with 24 seconds to go.
I think you need to get
the first down here, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah, and you got to get the quarterback moving. You know, they're not a drop-back passing team. You can't ask him to just keep dropping back and get him on the run. He's great on his feet. I mean, Hill has been the player of the game so far, and I think you got to get him moving. See maybe a little bootleg action. Get that fullback out in the flats.
Instead, they go right to Island up the middle, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Union Parish. No flags.
Coach Spat says, I got your bootleg right here.
How about some power football at you?
That's fantastic.
And they're an extra point away from taking the lead again.
And look, running to the right side. Great block by 50, the guard pulling. Physical block. And because St. James defensive end was not able to get inside and spill it, tailback Island is all by himself running down the sideline.
For the lead. And Union Parish, a big interception. And when you can convert those interceptions, those turnovers into points, man, that is so uplifting for a team.
Yeah, that's huge right there. Look at Island pulling away, and great job of staying in bounds right there. Very easily could have been knocked out, but stays in just long enough.
How about these long scoring runs here? Hill, the 56-yarder, 48-yarder, and then Island gets the 39-yarder, and it's 21-0 for Island. That is touchdown number 24 rushing for him. Joe Spatafor, his team, has the lead. Mentioned his 4th straight trip to the state championship game. In Natchitoches in 2020, well, that was all Madison Prep, 50-0. But they lost a tough one to Sterlington in 2021, 26-14. Took on a great Manny team last year and lost by 12. But they got a 1-point lead over a St. James team that I think many thought could win this game by double digits. But, hey, this Union Parish team, they didn't come down to the Caesar Superdome to take back another runner-up trophy.
No, and I tell you what, the St. James side of the dome was loud. They were fired up, and it's gotten a lot more quiet on that St. James side. Fantastic job. Hey, I want to give a little shout-out. I saw down in the end zone when Island got that touchdown, Coach Blaine McCorkle, new head coach at Northwestern State University.
Okay.
Played at LSU, was a graduate or assistant coach at LSU, and most recently was the head coach at Belhaven in Jackson, Mississippi. Just an outstanding man of character. Is going to do a fantastic job up there at Northwestern State in Natchitoches. home of the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. Ronnie Rance knows all about that. But it's great to see our college coaches in Louisiana here at the Dome checking on our Louisiana players.
Said he always dreamed of coaching in Louisiana. It was his goal to get back to coach in Louisiana after turning around a losing program at Belhaven University. And they just went to their first Division III playoff game at Belhaven. Now he's
that is
over
the
at
end of the
Northwestern
first
State.
half.
Let's send it down to the field, and here is Ronnie Rance with a Red Zone fundraising sideline report.
Thanks down here with Coach Spatafor. And, Coach, I mean, how about there at the end, the momentum swing? You guys are defending a 4th down, and then next thing you know, you guys are on top.
I'll tell you, this team's been bend but don't break all year. Don't ever count us out.
4th and 3, 4th and 4. We're talking about maybe a bootleg or something. No, you go back to your bread and butter.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, we knew they had spread their defense out right there. Felt good with the play call right there and worked to perfection.
Lastly, Coach, a great story going on. We're going to see the Carroll High Band take the field here in just a minute. I know you played a role in that kind of happening, endorsing that. Talk about that for a minute. Carroll High merging with Union here today.
It was wonderful. You know, those young men and women at Carroll, they're great young men and women as well. Got to spend a little time with them this week. And Miss Desiree, she does a great job with those guys. And, you know, they were just excited as we were to be here and to have them with us.
Good luck the second half.
Thank you much.
All right, let's go back upstairs to you guys.
Good stuff, Ronnie. Union Parish in St. James. What an outstanding 24 minutes of football. Can't wait for the second 24 minutes. But first, it's our halftime show brought to you by Crown Plaza Baton Rouge.
Today's Louisiana High School Championship games are presented by the following State Farm Insurance agents of Louisiana: Brian Moe of Baton Rouge, Mitch Mula of Baton Rouge and LaPlace, and Mike Toops of Geismar. Like a good agent, State Farm is there.
Tackle the road with courtesy value.
Because every vehicle is equipped with tons of value.
Score big with the courtesy value advantage.
1, we have a huge selection all on one website.
2, you can't pay too much for a vehicle at Courtesy.
Because every vehicle comes with a courtesy value guarantee.
Including the warranty, covering hundreds of items. So you get top dollar if you decide to trade it in.
3, decide you don't love it? You got 3 days to exchange.
Take the winning drive to your local Courtesy Value dealer.
The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest History Museum is located on the banks of the Cane River in historic downtown Natchitoches. And each and every summer, the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame comes to life with the Hall of Fame induction weekend. With parties and festivities all weekend long, we celebrate the Hall of Famers, and this year's no different. Make your plans June 20th through 22nd to be there to see Drew Brees, Daniel Cormier, Frank Monica, Simone Augustus, and many others. Go to lasportshall.com and get your tickets now.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Today's Louisiana High School Championship games are presented by the following State Farm Insurance agents of Louisiana: Drew Dillio of Baton Rouge and Tag Rome of Blanchard, Bossier, and Shreveport, with 3 locations to better serve you. State Farm, here to help life go right.
The LHSAA Prep Classic Halftime Show, brought to you by Crown Plaza Baton Rouge. Tickets on sale now for New Year's Eve with Chase Tyler Band and Wayne Toops, sponsored by Jerry Lane. It's halftime at the Division III Non-Select Championship game. Troy LaBeouf, Gary Beckwith, Dwayne Jenkins, and myself, Garrett Walford. Welcome into the desk, everybody. Troy, we thought that St. James was about to take a 2-touchdown lead into the half. Nope, we've got a brand new ball game after that turnover and a touchdown.
That's a 14-point turnaround right there. What a big play by the quarterback who plays free safety. Coach Spat told us on our calls this week, I'll play my guys on defense. I don't care if he plays quarterback. Jordan Hill is carrying this football team today, obviously with Jamar and Island, but Hill's got 2 touchdowns and a big interception.
Incredible half by Jordan Hill. How can your quarterback play free safety? Incredible interception. He jumped the route. Great wins. Probably wish he would have threw a little bit back shoulder, but obviously jumped a great route, went down, able to get a touchdown. But St. James has to do better on their run fits to stop this run game from Union.
St. James had Union on the ropes. They were going for the knockout punch right before the half. and Jordan Hill steps up and makes a huge play for his team. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, they get it all the way down the field and score right before the half. And we saw it yesterday, that the life that touchdown before the half can give a team.
St. James on offense, though, very steady from start to finish. It's fun to see them get out to that early lead, and this is a team that's certainly going to provide some fireworks in the second half.
They really should have scored on all three phases if you think about it. Williams had a touchdown, had a kickoff return by Kobe Brown, their dynamic receiver, and then Chopin gets the fumble. He's going up the sideline. That would have been the defensive score. They get a penalty. So they're really playing well on all three phases, but I agree with you, Derek. They got to have better run fits against this Union offense because you know they want to run the football right at you.
Absolutely. When you play a team like Union, especially the power run, the leads, the veer option, you have to be gap sound. You have to have gap integrity and take perfect angles to get 11 guys to the football. That's something St. James is not doing right now. I'm not worried about St. James' offense. They've been balanced, they've been dominant, but the St. James defense has to get it together in the second half.
Well, I think what you have to see is Union's going to have to come out and try to regain control of the tempo of the game. I thought that was something they did well early. They had control of the tempo, but St. James showed that championship pedigree where they answered every call, and then they were able to take the lead. We'll see how they come back after that turnover at the half.
We got some great games coming up the rest of the weekend, and one tonight that should be a doozy. We've got Acadiana and Catholic High, our nightcap here inside Caesars Superdome. We hope you'll take the time to join us this evening and catch all the coverage on the NFHS Network and YourView. When we come back, we'll take a little deeper look inside and analyze the first game, and we'll also give you an update on the LHSAA Swimming Championships with a package filed by one of our reporters. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
Sugar. It's part of this city's DNA. It flavors our favorite treats and even the little ways we interact.
Hi, sweetie.
For the past 90 years, the nonprofit Sugar Bowl organization has generated billions of dollars in economic impact for our local communities and the people who call this home. And you can help us give back while keeping the Sugar Bowl an elite game. Because what would we be without our sugar? So step up to support the Sugar Bowl and keep New Orleans sweet.
Tackle the road with courtesy value.
Because every vehicle is equipped with tons of value.
Score big with the courtesy value advantage.
1, we have a huge selection all on one website.
2, you can't pay too much for a vehicle at Courtesy.
Because every vehicle comes with a courtesy value guarantee.
Including the warranty, covering hundreds of items. So you get top dollar if you decide to trade it in.
3, decide you don't love it? You got 3 days to exchange.
Take the winning drive to your local courtesy value dealer.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
Cajun values family. We've been a family business for over 40 years, so we take a lot of pride in being a family-oriented company.
All of Cajun's values are born out of passion. Whether we're offering EPC, general construction, or specialty services, our customers have no doubt we will execute every job with safety, quality, and integrity.
So it's going to come down to this.
Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
The LHSAA Prep Classic Halftime Show, brought to you by Crowne Plaza, Baton Rouge. Tickets on sale now for New Year's Eve with Chase Tyler Band and Wayne Toops, sponsored by Jerry Lane. 21-20, Union Parish up top now on St. James. Guys, yesterday in the Dome, a fantastic matchup between Southern Lab and Riverside. The Rebels had a chance to win this thing late, but Southern Lab pulled it out 42-35 and got a great win.
They did. Marlon Brown took care of the football. He led that team. Obviously, he had some really good running backs in Harrison Asbury. Asbury being the MVP gets the honors, but I thought the quarterback, Marlon Brown, was fantastic in leading his team to victory.
Southern Lab been down 14-0, and the resiliency to come back, fight, get back in that ball game to bring home a state championship. Kudos to them. Kudos to Coach Osbury for getting his team prepared and keeping them motivated and involved in the game. They didn't hang their heads when they were down 2 scores. They kept fighting, did the same game plan, didn't change, and executed at a high level.
Well, the thing about Southern Lab is you saw them do it the week before in the semifinals. They can do it in all 3 phases of the game. They got the big pick to interception return to win that game against Washington Christian. And when they needed it the most, right before the half against Riverside, Ian James, 95-yard interception return for a touchdown.
Let's take a look at the second state championship in 3 years for Southern Lab.
Championship of the weekend started out with a bang, with Southern Lab against Riverside Academy scoring a total of 77 points combined and 11 touchdowns.
Riverside jumped out to a 14-0 lead thanks to 2 touchdown catches covering 70 yards from Brennan Moss. Things were looking bleak for Daryl Asbury and his Kittens, who won a title here 2 years ago.
I always tell them, if I don't push the panic button, I don't care what nobody else is saying, you don't push the panic button. The other piece is they didn't flinch.
With Asbury's son and game MVP, Amarian Asbury, showing the way, the Kittens offense scored 3 quick touchdowns. Southern Lab scored 27 unanswered points to take a commanding lead.
We've had a remarkable year. By far, this is the best team I've had. I didn't say talented, but I said team. These kids were resilient.
The Kittens would have to rely on that resiliency against Riverside, whose Diedrich Lasty scored 3 second-half touchdowns of his own. The last left Lab trailing again 35-27 in the 4th quarter, and Asbury capped a dramatic drive with a 2-point conversion, tying the score at 35.
It was something said to my defensive coordinator. Give me the ball back.
I feel amazing. This is what we really worked for all year. All the hard work, blood, sweat tears, through the summertime, springtime. It really started last spring. When everybody doubted us, they said we lost all that talent, we wasn't gonna make it back. And look where we are now. Never give up. Never give up.
And when Jerome Harris Jr. bolted 27 yards with less than 3 minutes to go, Southern Lab had its game-winning touchdown and another state championship.
You all just don't know how I feel right now. To watch this team, it is unbelievable.
Reporting from the Superdome in New Orleans for LHSAA Network, I'm Marley Rose.
Congratulations again to Coach Asbury, who was lucky enough to coach his son, who was the most outstanding player, Amarian Asbury, a junior, coming back next year for the Kittens. Southern Lab, one of 3 Baton Rouge area teams fighting for a championship this weekend. We'll also see Zachary and later tonight Catholic trying to take a chance. These championship games over the last decade since the split have been very good to Baton Rouge. A lot of championship hardware has gone back to the capital city.
They have, Baton Rouge teams have been fantastic in this dome area, getting teams here, teams on the fringe like St. James and Riverside, outside, you call it the river parishes, but I thought Baton Rouge is well represented. But we don't have representation this year is New Orleans, which is very surprising on the great football that's played in Orleans Parish and Jefferson.
First time in decades. When we come back, the other side of the break, we'll take a look at highlights and stats. Should be an exciting halftime wrap-up. But tonight, Catholic of Baton Rouge and Acadiana, the heavyweights from 5A, will duke it out for the Division I Select Crown. Hope you're here with us live from Caesars Superdome on NFHS Network and your
Today's Louisiana High School Championship games are presented by the following State Farm Insurance agents of Louisiana: Drew Dillio of Baton Rouge and Tag Rome of Blanchard, Bossier, and Shreveport, with 3 locations to better serve you. State Farm, here to help life go right.
Sugar. It's part of this city's DNA. It flavors our favorite treats and even the little ways we interact.
Hi, sweetie.
For the past 90 years, the nonprofit Sugar Bowl organization has generated billions of dollars in economic impact for our local communities and the people who call this home. And you can help us give back while keeping the Sugar Bowl an elite game. Because what would we be without our sugar? So step up to support the Sugar Bowl and keep New Orleans sweet.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
Today's Louisiana High School Championship games are presented by the following State Farm Insurance agents of Louisiana: Brian Moe of Baton Rouge, Mitch Mula of Baton Rouge and LaPlace, and Mike Toops of Geismar. Like a good agent, State Farm is there.
Cajun values family. We've been a family business for over 40 years, so we take a lot of pride in being a family-oriented company.
All of Cajun's values are born out of passion. Whether we're offering EPC, general construction, or specialty services, our customers have no doubt we will execute every job with safety, quality, and integrity.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it? They missed it! Wait a minute! There's a flag on the play!
Before I got active in Farm Bureau at the level that I'm at now, I often felt like I was isolated on the farm. It was just me against the world. Now, with my Farm Bureau family, I got somebody going against the world with me. I am Farm Bureau.
The LHSAA Prep Classic Halftime Show, brought to you by Crown Plaza, Baton Rouge. Tickets on sale now for New Year's Eve with Chase Tyler Band and Wayne Toops, sponsored by Jerry Lane. Night falling here in the Crescent City. We're nice and comfortable inside Caesars Superdome. Welcome back into the desk. 21-20 lead for Union Parish, the Farmers up on the Wildcats of St. James. We're going to take a look at some highlights now, Troy, and I'll tell you what, Jordan Hill filled up the stat sheet. A couple of long rushing touchdowns and a big pick.
Yeah, Jordan Hill came to play today, offensive line. Big hole right there, and he fakes the pitch right up the middle. Barely gets his flag pulled right here. Great run, great start for Union Parish.
Right here, Brady Williams gets out to Kobe Brown. He gets up the sideline, turns on the burners, and gets into the end zone. Great job by finding this receiver. Touchdown, St. James.
Here we come back. It's Braden Williams again. This time using his legs, breaking tackles, getting all the way in on the power read run.
As St. James coming back, this is Williams. Got picked right here. This was a pivotal play right here. This is the big turnaround. It was the interception by none other than the quarterback, free safety, Jordan Hill.
They go back to the bread and butter to Island, right up the middle on his power play, and he gets to the island for a touchdown to take the lead going to the half.
Take a look at stats that are brought to you by Cajun Industries. Union Parish and St. James, 198 yards rushing for the Farmers, 124 for the Wildcats, just 13 passing yards. St. James has thrown to the air a little bit more often and been successful doing it. 211 to 254. Total yards favors the Wildcats. 11 first downs for St. James, 7 for Union Parish, but they're coming on strong, a turnover apiece. And St. James has won the time of possession by about 2.5 minutes. Guys, final reflections on the first half and what these teams need to do to try and lift the title at the end of the night.
I think defensively, St. James has got to be better against the run. They're giving up 198 yards. If you go back to the Oak Grove-Haynesville game, that was the total that Oak Grove had at the half. They ended up with 400. They ended up with the W. They got to change it. St. James got to be better defensively.
I agree. St. James has to control the line of scrimmage. If you look at those stats, they control the time possession. They have the most first downs. They have their leading total yards. So they are in a good position. They have to clean up on the defense side of the ball if they want to win tonight.
I think St. James just needs to keep being balanced on offense, and like y'all said, get better a little bit on defense. I think Union at the end of the night, if they're going to win this game, they'll control the time possession in the second half.
If they want to win the first time in the last 4 years, they'll do it. They have the lead with 2 quarters to go. Can Union Parish do it here in year 4 under Coach Spatafora? Stay with us, folks. Second half rolls when we return.
The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest History Museum is located on the banks of the Cane River in historic downtown Natchitoches. And each and every summer, the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame comes to life with the Hall of Fame induction weekend. With parties and festivities all weekend long, we celebrate the Hall of Famers, and this year's no different. Make your plans June 20th through 22nd to be there to see Drew Brees, Daniel Cormier, Frank Monica, Simone Augustus, and many others. Go to lasportshall.com and get your tickets now.
People have come to a craftsmanship, Prince Incorporated for every roof. For sheet metal job, we're gonna do the best, and here's the proof. For more than 50 years, our name's stood above the rest. Look up and you'll probably find Prince Incorporated quality. People have come to our craftsmanship, Prince Incorporated.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
When you're done celebrating your team's big win, it'll be time to start making plans for New Year's Eve. Tickets are on sale now for the 2023 New Year's Eve celebration at Crowne Plaza, Baton Rouge. Dine, drink, and dance the night away to live music by Chase Tyler Band and Wayne Toops. Spend New Year's Eve at the Crowne Plaza, Baton Rouge, sponsored by Jerry Lane.
Before I got active in Farm Bureau at the level that I'm at now, I often felt like I was isolated on the farm. It was just me against the world. Now, with my Farm Bureau family, I got somebody going against the world with me. I am Farm Bureau.
If you want to break the rock, you need to make yourself indestructible. If you want to play between the hedges, you need to work out there, up there, down there, everywhere. If you want to reach the win bar, you need to lose sleep, lose count. You need to play every game like you got nothing to lose.
Nighttime has come here in New Orleans as we are at halftime of the Division III non-select state championship game, which is brought to you by the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame on the banks of the Cane River in Natchitoches, in historic downtown Natchitoches. This game also brought to you by Cajun Industries. We grow our people to grow our company. Also brought to you by Courtesy Automotive Group. Discover the Courtesy experience. Check current inventory at courtesyvalue.com.
Well, what a beautiful scene right there of New Orleans. That's beautiful.
And now we bring you inside the Mercedes, or I keep saying Mercedes, the Hard Habits are tough to break. Caesars Superdome, that's where we're inside here as Friday night has fallen upon the great city of New Orleans. And what a fun ball game. Jeff Palermo along with Neil Weiner and Ronnie Rance down on the sidelines. I don't know how many people gave Union Parish a chance. You look at the seeds, Union Parish is a 4 seed, St. James is a 3, but Union Parish had lost 4 games in the regular season. St. James really crushed Manny in the quarterfinals, the defending champs, and then St. James had a nice win in Sterlington last week. But this Union Parish team, with the help of the Carroll High School Marching Band, has played fantastic here tonight.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. You know, the old adage, defense wins championships. I think it's true, and I think that's what's going to have to take place in the second half. Somebody's going to have to step up and eliminate these big plays. I think, St. James' opening drive was several plays, probably almost double-digit plays. Outside of that, every series has been explosives.
Right. Well, this could, we hope, be one of those games that kind of comes down to whoever has the ball last. Is Joe Spadafora trying to get his fans from Union Parish in Farmerville fired up for his team to win? As Union Parish, and then the guy that really needs to have a big game, Braden Williams. He already has. Williams has rushed for 61 yards and a couple of touchdowns. 6 of 7 for 130 yards, but that one pass he did not connect on. It ended up going to a Union Parish defensive back. Long return right before the end of the first half that resulted in a touchdown for the Farmers.
Yeah, huge momentum shift right there. Fantastic job by Union, the quarterback, actually playing free safety and getting the huge interception, Jordan Hill, and then leading them on a great drive, scoring on 4th down just before halftime, giving all the momentum to U-High. But the good thing is St. James now has a chance to go regroup at halftime, and they get the kickoff for the second half.
Our second half kickoff brought to you by Coca-Cola, as Union Parish will kick it back off over to St. James. Ryan Reeder is the kicker for Union. Villanueva, one of the deep men back for St. James. So far, we've seen Southern Lab, Oak Grove, and then earlier Opelousas winning state championships. Who will claim this one? We got another game still to be played tonight. Catholic High. Oh, an onside kick, bouncing around, and it's picked up there at the 42-yard line. Trying to catch him off guard. Nice job, though, by Raymond Cooper, a junior wideout. Got his paws on that one and collected it. And here is Braden Williams ready to lead the St. James offense back out in the field. St. James 254 total yards, balanced, 130 through the air, 124 on the ground.
St. James has had some first down pass plays. Let's see if they do the same thing right here and try to get some things going, get a big play to start off.
Penalties a bit of an issue for St. James in that first half. They had 5 penalties for 64 yards.
So this is an RPO formation for these guys. They got 3 receivers into the boundary. They're going to run a wide receiver screen at the top. There it is.
And there's Kobe Brown, but he's tackled immediately. Great job defensively.
Fantastic job right there.
That's Chase Meeking getting in there to making the play defensively.
So St. James did exactly what they needed to do. They had 1 defender out there on those 3 receivers, but nobody blocked. So they have a run play on the inside, but Braden Williams has the option to throw it out there. And this time they hand it off, but only pick up 1.
And then on second down, they don't do much either, so all of a sudden, 3rd and long here for St. James. Union Parish returned a bunch of starters last season from last season's team, but they didn't bring back Trey Holly. They didn't bring back, they had some key losses in the defensive secondary. But this defensive secondary's played well here in this game. 3rd and 10 now for St. James. St. James on 3rd down, 3 for 5 here today. They rush 4. They pick it up. Williams floating out of the backfield. Williams throws a dart, batted away. Great defensive play. As Union Parish comes up with the 3 and out, they absolutely needed Braxton Patterson, who does a little bit of everything. Only a freshman for the Farmers came up and made the play.
Yeah, Union actually lined up a little bit confused. They had people running right before the snap. But They did a great job of covering in the back end, and Braden Williams had nowhere to go with that football and almost threw an interception.
Now to punt for St. James, Kenai King Young.
It looks like Braxton Patterson, who almost picked it off, will be back deep to return the punt. Good snap.
First time St. James has punted tonight. That is a really good punt.
Oh.
And it's going to be down at the 15-yard line.
So Kenai King Young, interesting technique there. Great snap. He held on to the ball for a count before he started his steps on his punt and allowed good coverage to get downfield.
Union had 211 yards of total offense in the first half. Jordan Hill, a big first half, 5 carries for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. Also completed a couple of passes for 13 yards. 7 first downs for Union. St. James has 11 first downs. So the total yards, Wildcats 254, Farmers 211. From their own 15-yard line, their first drive of the second half in a 1-point game for Union Parish. Island, the tailback. Island gets the carry. Not much running room, but he does push the defender back.
Going to pick up about 7 yards.
Yeah, I didn't think he's going to have much at all there. But Island, who rushed for just 70, he had 75 yards, had that 39-yard run. Does a nice job here on the stop. Gerald Jones, a junior defensive lineman. And then he needed some help from his friends, including Gary White. Gets 6 yards.
Playing like a little chess match. Union sets up with their tight end on the left side. They trade him over to the right, but St. James makes the shift with them. But they're starting to really run that counter play back to the right side, letting their size, their beef.
They got to call timeout, and they just do. Joe Spadafora went running down the sidelines, and they got to burn a timeout early in this opening or in this third quarter. And
timeout.
Joe
Union
Spadafora
Parish.
is not happy.
That is their first timeout of the second half.
I'm not sure if it's for the particular play they have called or they made a switch at halftime, but Big 76 has moved to guard now on the inside, and they've put the smaller, quicker 59 at right tackle.
Well, it took a while there for Union Parish to break the huddle. Not exactly sure why there was such a delay there, but that was the case. When you have to burn an early timeout, Neil, does that get you as fired up as Joe Spadafora was just a second ago?
Well, I tell you what, we're an up-tempo, no-huddle team. If we're getting a delay of game, somebody's getting a chewing on the headsets, that's for sure.
Yeah,
That's
Joe
right.
Spadafora is yelling at somebody on that. Second down and 4. Run it, and a nice run there by Derek Dew, who's been pretty quiet in this game. Tell you, when Union Parish beat Livonia in the 3A state championship game, it was back in the 3A state championship game in 2013.
David Brewerton, head coach at Livonia, really just did an amazing job of turning that program into what it became for that little run right there.
Livonia was actually the number 1 seed in that game. And Livonia was 14-0 coming into that contest, and Union Parish defeated Livonia in double overtime, 33-27. The 33 points was significant because Jaleel Gibson, number 33 for Union Parish, died earlier that season. And how about that, to win a state championship game when a player dies with wearing the jersey number 33 and you score 33.
Wow.
You know how hard it is to score 33 points and to fall on that number? Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's pretty special memory for them.
Second down and 5. One of the most
great job
memorable
by St.
games in the
James.
Prep Classic is Island, nothing happening. Loses a couple of yards.
So there's the triple option play. They're running the inside veer, stuff it in there for the dive, pull it, and then go to pitch. Early, we saw where the quarterback was able to tuck it and run. They forced him to pitch, and St. James did a fantastic job out on the perimeter.
So third down and 7. Hill. And the Farmers trying to keep this drive alive. They're 1 for 5 on third down.
Play action pass, got him open.
Over the middle, makes the connection with Bilberry to the 39-yard line. Big play as they beat Jai Blaine, a freshman DB. Bilberry makes another big catch. First down, Farmers.
Well, it's 3rd and long. Should be an obvious passing situation, but they've proven earlier they don't play the odds, right? They do what works best. So if you're a St. James defender, you can get caught looking in the backfield, and that's exactly what happened as the speedy wide receiver ran right by the corner.
At the 39-yard line. Remember, it was 4th down when they scored the rushing touchdown there. They convert on 3rd down, and a good, strong run by Dew there up the middle for about 6 yards. Dew's got 25 yards on 6 carries in this game. The junior fullback for Union Parish, who is a good kid, tough, physical, humble. He's also the deep snapper. And another timeout's been used here.
Timeout, St. James. That is their first timeout of the second half.
So each team using a timeout in this third quarter in a 1-point game. Let's take a look at our Union Parish School Spotlight, brought to you by Oshner. And Union Parish way up there near the Arkansas border to Farmerville. You've never had a trip to Union Parish, have you?
I have not.
240 miles to the Caesar Superdome. Of course, it was named Farmerville High School for many years. And then there was a consolidation there among the schools, and they just called it Union Parish. And in fact, when Union Parish made its first state championship appearance in 2001, they were known as Farmerville back then. Farmerville fighting farmers. I think they've dropped the fighting part.
Yeah.
Farmers don't fight. 2nd down and 4. The pitch to Island. Good job, and there's a flag.
Yeah, they're going to catch him on a hold right there. They use a little pin pull scheme. Pull big 76, get him out on the edge. But in order to do that, the tight end has got to secure the edge. And I think he might have grabbed a little bit on the outside of that jersey.
Holding, number 5 of the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
Right
Still 2nd down.
Lead blocker just grabbed a little hold up. Let's see. It really wasn't that bad of a hold. However, the way that he started the block, it's like one of those triggers for the officials. They saw his arms were out wide and came up like that and started off on the outside. He really didn't hold all that much.
Another deep shot here by Hill, and the receiver bobbled it but hangs on to it. That's Bilberry, who's getting spun around like a top. And then he's brought down. Nice completion there. 2nd catch of the drive after the 2nd penalty of the afternoon for Union. And we got a St. James defender that is still down on the ground while they attend to the injured player. That gives us a second for a sideline report. And our sideline reports here today brought to you by Red Zone Fundraising.
There we go. Take 2. Thanks, guys. Down here with all-time leading rusher from Union Parish, and a guy that we're kind of used to seeing you out here in this Union orange and black rushing the football. First year out of high school, you're Trey Holly joining us over here, LSU running back. What's it like to be on the sidelines?
Man, it's an amazing feeling, man. Just watching those guys, like my younger brothers, man, it's amazing to watch them accomplish their dream. They work hard for this.
Obviously, you're still friends with a lot of the guys that are out there playing. I mean, you got to be living and dying with each play.
Oh, yeah, I'm loving it. Those guys work extremely hard for this. I mean, I've left the torch. I passed the torch down to those guys. I mean, I never showed them how to finish it, but they're going to get the job done today.
Quick question, Coach Spatafore is kind of this controversial figure. He's like a wrestling guy. He's a heel. You got some guys love him, but the Union Parish family love him. It's a love-hate relationship. I know you guys are close. Talk about him for a minute.
Yeah, Coach Spat, he's forever my father figure. Coach Spat, he played a big part in my commitment throughout my high school journey. He just always been there for me, like a best friend.
Well, you look great. I know they wish you were out there on the sidelines, but good luck next year at LSU.
Thank you.
Let's go upstairs to you.
And there you look at Island on the carry. Good stuff there from Trey Howley. Not only was Trey Howley a great running back, he was one of the best linebackers I've seen as well at the high school football level.
He was a fantastic football player. Yeah. I mean, like a Mack truck coming downhill, put him at safety, put him at linebacker, rush him off the edge. He's a ball player.
Well, Union Parish up by 1. They have entered the red zone fundraising end of the field. Inside the 20-yard line, Dew gets another carry for a yard or two before he's pushed back. And there is Nick Choppin on the tackle.
Union doing a good job. They're just mixing up their plays. It's all a series of plays, right? They're running their inside veer, right? The end starts to crash. Then they run their pin pull sweep. Then they go to the backside. They run the counter trade. All those plays work off of each other and complement each other. And pretty soon, I have a feeling we're going to see the quarterback keep one and take it to the house.
He's already got 2 rushing touchdowns today. Now the pitch to Island. He's got some blockers. Island inside the 10, all the way to the 8-yard line. Finally brought down by Gary White, and another first down. First down's brought to you by Courtesy Automotive Group. Discover the Courtesy experience. Check current inventory at courtesyvalue.com. Great run by Island.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Run it, throw it, under center, shotgun, no huddle. I just love seeing great execution on offense. And Union right now is really doing a fantastic job of really kind of slicing and dicing this St. James defense right now.
First and goal at the 8. One second on the play clock. They just got it off. And Dew running hard all the way to the 2-yard line.
Wow. Looked like it was going to be stopped at about the 4 and somehow squirted out of there. And now they've got the ball right at the 1-yard line.
Union Parish went 9-4 in the regular season, but those 4 losses to Airline, Captain Shreve, Sterlington, Wassman. What a tough schedule Joe Spatafora plays to get them ready for a game like this against St. James. Second and goal at the 1. Great drive here by the Farmers. On the quarterback sneak.
Ooh, they stuffed it.
Hill got close, but did not get in.
A lot of times on these option teams in this situation, you'll kind of see like a follow play, right? They're gonna put it in the belly of the fullback, so it looks like the veer, and the quarterback's just gonna keep running right behind him. It's essentially a quarterback sneak, but with a fake first. I'd like to see him running right here, just like that.
Third and goal. Ball
right behind 76 at guard right there.
Inside the 1-yard line. They go the other way. Oh, man, there's a flag down, too. And he didn't get in.
So you got to push him back.
Good ball. False start. Number 52 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
So third goal for the 6. That's a big difference for this type of offense right here.
Arjavian Foster with the false start penalty. Union Parish, 3rd penalty. Ball spotted outside the 5. Levante Davis looking for a big play here from
trade the tight end over. There it is.
Wildcats defense.
Counter sweep.
On the boot.
Oh, the naked again.
And he dives for the pylon. Touchdown.
Great call over there by Coach Spat and his offensive staff. That's how they got the first big touchdown early in the game. They haven't even tried it since. And, man, that was called at the perfect time right there.
3 touchdown runs for the senior quarterback, Jordan Hill. He's got, on the season now, Only had 5 rushing touchdowns on the year. He's got 3 of them here tonight. Now he'll act as the holder on a big extra point to make it an 8-point game.
This is big because St. James has not been super successful in kicking extra points.
And that's right through the uprights. Beautiful job. What a drive. 13 plays, 84 yards, 7 minutes, 32 seconds. That is classic Union Parish football.
Yes.
That's some of these 50-yard touchdown runs we've been seeing.
He's got to be careful with that ball out there like that. We've got a coach on our staff, Coach Pip. He's our ball security expert. He'd have been having a heart attack watching that ball be carried like that.
Well, the Carroll High School marching band, they're enjoying it. Are they going to get rings too if the Union Parish wins?
I think it's the only way to do it. They look like a 1980s breakdancing group together over there. They got the blue tracksuits, the knit caps on.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But look,
speaking of
breakdancing, look at him.
Well, not over yet, though, is what St. James fans are saying. There's a flag. Somebody was offsides on the kickoff coverage team.
Well, you see, Coach Pat, there's not many more intense guys roaming the sidelines of Louisiana high school football.
Number 51
He's tough
of the
as
kicking
nails,
team.
got the
5-yard
shorts
penalty,
on,
free kick.
rarely has his sleeves on for that matter, but then he knows what his team needs. His team needs some confidence. They need some swag right now, and he's on the sideline enjoying every minute of it and getting them fired up.
Finally going to spot the ball here at the 35. So Reeder has it teed up again. Reeder.
Great kick. Let's see if we get great coverage like we've had before. Got a good little wedge set up inside.
And got it to the 34-yard line, 24-yard line, I should say, on the return.
Tackled by 34.
Yeah, that's what got me Villanueva. But on the tackle for Union, that was outstanding by Keani Smith. So St. James, they need to get something going here. 254 yards of offense.
Well, there's plenty of time. They just need to be able to operate their offense and get something positive right here on first down.
LeBlanc in the game at the moment. He's to the left of Braden Williams. And LeBlanc gets to carry for 2. No sign of panic at all, as you mentioned. They don't need to do anything crazy at the moment. Travius Wallace on the tackle there.
This is where they start to do a little bit of their RPO stuff. They can hit the single receiver. If they don't come out and cover the slot, they can hit him right there. Right now, it's open.
2nd and 8.
There's a single receiver.
Ball knocked around, and it's incomplete. And Williams.
Yeah, if you look down at the bottom of the screen here, the field, 23, Villanueva, he's telling, hey, run it again. He was open on the stick concept to the field. Braden liked the single receiver side matchup.
Does this ball get tapped at the line? I think it got, it got knocked down.
So what they had a zone read play, which means that end is unblocked. A lot of times you want to try to communicate to that running back, hey, the run play's off, go attack that defensive end. That gets his hands down. And weren't able to do that.
Blitz coming, Williams trying to get out of the pocket, makes a nice move.
Wow.
Breaks a couple tackles, and what a determined run by Braden Williams for a St. James first down.
He was so close to getting sacked right there, and it's like he had eyes in the back of his head. He knew when to turn the Jets on and when to escape. Now. Man, what a tough physical run right there. Here's where that RPO is there down at the bottom of the screen. They run the split flow zone, pick up 8.
Maybe even a little more than that. With some help there is LeBlanc. Keeps driving the legs.
So they got 3 receivers into the boundary, so into the short side of the field, 2 on the line, 1 off. If they don't put 3 defenders over there, they're going to flip it out there every time and get speed and space. If you do cover, then you don't have enough in the box to stop the run.
Jordan Jones
There
on
it
that
is.
tackle. Big hole. First down. Courtesy Automotive Group first down as LeBlanc trying to get heated up here. He's over 50 yards rushing. Second leading rusher on the night for the Wildcats. 90 seconds to go in the
A lot
third
of
quarter.
times, high school defenses, they don't want to bring a guy over to the short side of the field, so they'll keep him to the wide side, and you can get that numerical advantage like that. And St. James is starting to get in a rhythm running this formation and using that option-style football with the inside zone and the quick screens.
LeBlanc, after getting the carry the last 3 times, comes out of the game. King Young back in. And now Williams will carry it. Slips a couple of defenders. It gets to the 30. He needed to get to the 30 for a first down, and we'll see if they move the chains, and they certainly do.
So here's what's great about that. He wanted to throw the receiver screen, but he didn't like it. But because they had a run play called inside, he was able to just run it himself and pick up the yards they need.
Running tempo, it's got Union Parish on its heels as King Young on the carry.
I like the tempo. I like the speed and pace that St. James is working. They're going fast. They're not. It's not like hyper speed, like Spaceballs. It's not ludicrous speed.
Where they set? Well, that'll slow you down, right?
Yeah, and really, they
ball.
had slowed
False
down
start,
that
number
particular
65
play.
of the offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
So I think that's a left guard. That's actually the center. I think the center just moved a little bit. Maybe more of a snap infraction than a true false start.
6 penalties now for St. James. The first one for the Wildcats in the second half. More movement on the line of scrimmage. Flags all over the place. You're going to back them up 5 more?
Yeah, so that was just a freeze play. They were just trying to get a
Good
cheap
ball.
5 yards
False start, number
to get it
68
back,
of
and
the
they had
offense.
it, but the
5-yard penalty.
guard moved.
Second down.
How painful is that? You got a nice drive going and then back-to-back false start penalties.
Well, that's those ones I think we talked about it last night. There's no actual play called. So who was he going to block? There was no reason to move. 2 high safeties, 4 wide. Somebody's got to be uncovered.
Everybody's covered. Williams.
He can't throw it because it was
man.
a screen.
They got to him. Jordan Jones and a bunch of other farmers there. Tytravius Wallace. And now it's 3rd and long, and how this drive just derailed quickly.
2 penalties in a row.
And that's the final play of the third quarter. Union Parish trying to win a 3rd state championship. They got 12 more minutes to do it. We'll be back after this.
The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest History Museum is located on the banks of the Cane River in historic downtown Natchitoches. And each and every summer, the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame comes to life with the Hall of Fame induction weekend. With parties and festivities all weekend long, we celebrate the Hall of Famers, and this year's no different. Make your plans June 20th through 22nd to be there to see Drew Brees, Daniel Cormier, Frank Monica, Simone Augustus, and many others. Go to lasportshall.com and get your tickets now.
People have come to a craftsmanship, Cribs Incorporated for every roof or sheet metal job. We're gonna do the best, and here's the proof. For more than 50 years, our name stood above the rest. Look up and you'll probably find Cribs Incorporated quality. People have come to our craftsmanship, Cribs Incorporated.
Love did this. This is love's fault, and it hurts. It's devastating. But you always come back for more. What else gets you up this early? What else makes you feel this wild, this ecstatic, this focused, this obsessed? Has to be love. It's in your soul, your head, your heart, your hands. You love the game. It's your nature. Nothing is more real.
Jeff Palermo, Neil Weiner, and let's go down for a Red Zone fundraising sideline report with Ronnie Rance.
Thanks, guys. Down here on the St. James sideline, you know, the St. James Wildcats are playing for something a little bit bigger this year. Levante Davis, the head coach for St. James, had a dear friend of his and a former assistant coach here at St. James passed away over the summer, Antoine Carter. They spent time together at 3 other high schools. They're best of friends, and it really hit this program hard. So they've remembered Coach Carter all AC on the back of the helmet, and then also all of the assistant coaches, head coach, have AC on the left sleeve of their polos on the sideline. So when you're playing for something a little bigger than yourself, obviously it helps the team.
Thanks, Ronnie. Great story, and what a great defensive play there by Bill Berry. Great story in the fact of St. James playing for someone special to the program. They miss Coach AC dearly, but what a play there by Bill Berry.
That was huge right there. It was a chance for a touchdown. They didn't need to try to pick it all up, but it was there once Braden started scrambling. He actually had the slot receiver to the wide side of the field open. That free safety was cheated over the ball, and he could have fit that in on the seam. Let's see, they're going empty right here.
4th and 15.
Going to be able to take off. Oh, he's got him open deep.
Touchdown, Wildcats! Trenton Esther beat the Union Parish secondary. Both teams now have scored huge touchdowns on 4th down, and it's a 2-point game.
What a fantastic job by quarterback Braden Williams to be able to keep his composure, get out of the pocket. He's going to go with a little up and under right here, keeping his eyes downfield and finding the receiver wide open. That's beautiful. That's great football right there. Big play right here
to tie the game. Williams.
Well, they tried to say they had him open.
Back in the end zone, and there he is. We're tied. Wow. Zaquan Eklund, the senior.
What a fantastic play. He's not actually the primary receiver. They're actually supposed to try to get it to the back, who slips through the B gap, and those 3 receivers set like a legal pick for him. He comes out underneath. He was wide open, but Braden Williams knows where to go with the football. What a fantastic throw and a great catch by Ackland in the back of the end zone. Oh, wow.
The touch on that play. And what a huge play there. A couple of big plays. 4th and 15. Delivering the touchdown pass to Esther. As Williams has 2 touchdown passes on the night. For Esther, only his 2nd touchdown of the season. That was his 14th catch. And it comes at a good time.
So that's a similar play that the San Francisco 49ers do with Christian McCaffrey. They start him on the left. He flashes in front of the quarterback, goes through the B gap out into the flats, and the receivers all just kind of set a screen for him as they go across. But the receiver all the way to the back of the end zone is the man that they found. That's a beautiful play.
Lemon play, 70-yard drive. Here's the return from inside the 10. Bill Berry's got a running start, and he gets to the 32.
Well, Bill Berry's had an active night tonight in the Dome. Offense, defense, special teams, doing it all. St. James fans have come alive now in the 4th quarter. Band getting them hyped, cheerleaders going, fans are on their feet. It's going to be a fun 11 minutes.
What a knockout, drag them out type of ball game.
Oh, running somebody on late. 4, 3, 4. Okay, now they got 11 on the field.
Baptiste gets on the field there at the last second. 5 seconds on the play clock. And do the carry.
Pick up 3.5 or so with the fullback dive on the veer play right there. They'll take that every single time they do it. That's all they need. They're going to hit that twice, and they're going to be able to hit that counter. They're going to be able to keep it and run the option.
3-yard run there for Dew. Spadafora looking on.
2nd and 7. The pitch.
Oh, no.
Ball on the ground. And Union Parish got it back. Oh, boy. Union Parish, nearly a big mistake. They've already had a fumble on a pitch earlier in this game. Nearly had a second one.
So that pitch had a little extra juice on it right here. A lot of times you float it a little bit where it's a little bit more of a dead ball almost.
Oh, Jai Blaine, the defensive back for St. James, had thoughts of a touchdown as a freshman.
Boy, it's a game of inches. He was so close.
3rd and 17. The deep ball.
Oh, that's an interception.
And it is intercepted. Gary White, his 5th interception of the year. Bill Berry to tackle.
He had a chance to cut across the grain right there. He might have taken it to the house. Fantastic job right there. Gary White, the junior corner. Fantastic play.
Hill's first interception of the night. And St. James has the ball back with an opportunity to retake the lead. 7 interceptions on the year for Hill. And Gary White's had a phenomenal season for St. James. Wildcats in great position, 1st and 10 at the Union Parish 38.
They got Kobe Brown in tight. Let's see if they bring him across right here. Run the little arrow screen to the wide side of the field. They got the score on it earlier. It looks like that's what they're about to try to do.
I'm thinking a deep ball here, Neil. Nope, they just go to LeBlanc. A lot of times after a turnover like that, you're in midfield and you got a lot of momentum. You try to strike while the iron's hot. Tyquarius Wilson on the tackle. Again, 190-plus tackles for him on the season. And here tonight, he's got 7 more tackles. Bill Berry actually leading the team with 8 solo tackles.
All right, they get to 2-by-2 right here. This has been a good passing formation for them. I think they're going to continue to try to run it.
2nd and 9.
Zone read.
Williams, 1st down and more, all the way to the 18-yard line. Braden Williams trying to carry this St. James team to a state championship. Great move there on one of the good defenders for Union Parish, Tyrion Traylor.
Stack out here, 2-by-2. It's another good option formation. Look at that.
Big hole.
Love it.
Staying on his feet into the end zone. King Young. Wildcats back in the lead.
Unsportsmanlike. See what Coach Spat decides to do. Take it on the kickoff, likely. Maybe go with the extra point. I'm not sure. But when they go 2-by-2, so 2 receivers on each side of the ball, all right, and they stack them, it really spaces out that defense. You got to put 2 people out there to take care of them, or they'll throw the ball on you. But then if you have safeties that spread out as well, all of a sudden you get some great running lanes right there and spread the defense. And that's exactly what took place. Ran the same play, back-to-back plays. First time quarterback kept it. Next time they hand it off. And they're just playing a numbers game with them right now.
3 plays, 38 yards. As they take advantage of the turnover and a great field position. 7th touchdown run of the season for King Young.
After the touchdown, dead ball, unsportsmanlike, number 21 of the offense. That'll be a 15-yard penalty assessed on the kickoff.
I hate that call, Neil. I understand you got to make it. I think there's a difference when you spin the ball after a touchdown in week 4 of the regular season, but when you scored a go-ahead touchdown run in the 4th quarter to the state championship game, it's hard for a kid not to react the way he just reacted.
It's tough. It's tough.
I understand they got to call it.
Man.
And
bad thing is they didn't really get to spin it. It hit his teammate's ankle, you know? Took all the fun out, and he got a penalty.
On the defense, number 6. Half the distance to the goal. Retry.
No, look, the truth is, right, you tell your kids it doesn't matter if this is week 15 or it's week 4. You got to play the game the way you're supposed to play it. It is a rule. You can't do it. I will say, hey, he's not taunting. He didn't direct anything at Union. It's not like he was being unsportsmanlike in the way that he did it. But it is a rule, and you got to follow the rules.
Extra point try. Oh,
yeah, that's an encroachment right there. They're in the neutral zone. Oh, they called it on St. James. Okay.
Dead ball. False start on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. Retry.
St. James missed 2 extra points earlier in the game. So this is not a gimme.
No. Now, the thing is, like, just because it's 5 yards farther back doesn't change anything. That ball was going to clear more than 5 yards when you were kicking it from the 3, and now it's back on the 8. That doesn't need to change anything. Boy, it looked like Union just stepped in the neutral zone. Nice kick.
Time now for a school spotlight brought to you by Oshner. And let's take a look at St. James High School, located in the great town of Vacherie, Louisiana. Only a 38-mile trip to the Caesars Superdome. They've won 5 state championships, the latest since 2019. John Fulse, the great Louisiana cook, is one of their most notable alumni. Corey Webster, the outstanding defensive back that went to LSU and then played for the New York Giants for a number of years. Corey Geeson, another former St. James Wildcat that ended up in the NFL. And now Levante Davis in his second season.
Yeah, playing down in St. James, that's just a special opportunity. That's one of those iconic, like playing under the water tower in Kentwood, going down there, hearing that train horn going. I remember as an assistant coach at Redemptress, us going down there and Jay Lucas carrying our team in the playoffs, and it was a great game. Rick Gailey.
I think I was at that game. I kind of remember that game.
Yeah, that was a great game. That was Rick Gailey. What an incredible man and coach of St. James.
Bill Berry, what an incredible night he's had as he gets it up to the 43.
All right, so 9 minutes seems like a lot of time. However, those defenses have started to stiffen up a little bit in the second half. And Union's going to have to get something going right here.
Jordan Hill's going to have to shake off that interception. 4 for 7 for 51 yards. But he's got 3 rushing touchdowns on 107 yards on the ground. At the 43-yard line. Island. Ooh. Big seam. Broke a tackle. Carries a couple tacklers. And a first down run, a powerful first down run of 15 for Island.
So first time they've come back to the left with big Ike Pullen leading the way right there. Blocks 2 guys.
Island up to 119 yards rushing, 8.5 yards a carry. 2,000-yard plus rusher this season for Union Parish. Some more Island. And he gets about 6. $2,300 all-purpose yards for Island this season. See if they go back to Island with the football now at the 35-yard line. We've hit the 8-minute mark of this fourth quarter. Yeah, they do go with Island, but getting on him quickly. DeAndre Vidu, a senior, 5'9", 200-pounder.
So St. James up front running what we call a bear front. So the center is covered and the guards are covered as well. So it makes it tough to pull those guys because now you don't have anybody that can climb up to the second level and get to those linebackers. So you're going to have somebody that's going to be free, but can you hit it quick enough? Can you make life difficult for those linebackers to fit on the run? And so far, Union has done a pretty good job of that.
On third down,
put up an
there's
extra man on the line. They went to a 6-man front right there on the defensive line. Man, put 4 guys, all A gap, B gap. And boy, that's tough. That's tough sledding for an offensive line to try to block that.
Trey Williams got back there quickly. There's a collision in the backfield too. That doesn't help the situation whatsoever. And Williams gets in there unblocked. Now Union, they are 2 for 2 on 4th downs.
Ooh, here we go.
Remember,
we're gonna
they
see the counter sweep.
They scored on a 4th down and 4 earlier in this game, and guess what? This is 4th and 4.
Oh, Coach Pat said, "Hey, Ronnie, I like that bootleg call. I'm gonna save that for the second half."
Timeout.
But man,
Union
timeout
pass.
by
That is
Union
their
right
second
before the
timeout
ball
of the
was
half.
snapped.
Island had a 39-yard touchdown run on a 4th down and 4 right before halftime. Hub International is Louisiana's premier employee benefits and commercial insurance brokerage. Chances are you're probably already doing business with someone who does business with Hub. Turn to the agency that the Tigers, Saints, and Pelicans choose. Hub International. Visit them today at hubinternational.com. Christmas time in New Orleans. City looks great. This football game has been awesome. It's 4th down and 4 in a 7-point game and a contest that has been back and forth throughout. So on 4th and 4.
St. James bringing everybody up close to the line of scrimmage.
Island is not going to get there. Finished off by Adrian Breon.
Great job by the St. James defense right there. They brought everybody up. So they had 9 guys in the box ready to stop the run. And Union not able to get outside right there. They've run the ball inside so much, I think they felt like, hey, we're going to catch them off guard by getting outside. But that St. James defense is so fast, sideline to sideline. Didn't work out that time for Union. But look, 6 minutes plus on the clock. They have shown that they can stop St. James with a stop. They're going to get the ball back in one more possession. But they don't need to be 2 scores down. Great hard run right there.
Good run by King Young.
So same formation St. James ran in their last possession. They got the 3 receivers into the boundary, the short side of the field. They got the inside zone run play called, but they can flip it out there and throw it if they need to. And they've been able to do some good stuff with that. They had a great drive going the last go-round before the penalty bug got them.
That was a 7-yard run. Ty Travius Wallace on the tackle. St. James now letting that clock dwindle down.
Yeah, so if you look out there, there's only 2 defenders out there covering 3 receivers, but you don't want to throw it unless it's wide open. I'm going to keep running that clock.
Another first down.
Great tackle.
You're right about that at the 50-yard line. Send it down to the sidelines for this Red Zone fundraising sideline report.
Hey, I'm standing down here with what might be the biggest St. James fan. Now, I know he's not supposed to be a fan, but tell the folks why you're a St. James fan today.
We have 3 members in the Derek Beckett Foundation that play for St. James. Brady Williams, Cam LeBlanc, and Nyron Jackson. I know I'm supposed to be neutral, but my heart is pumping right now, so I'm pulling for St. James inside.
So the Derry Beckwith Foundation, what does it do?
So we help student athletes outside of football. So we do different things as far as career development, enrichment programs to make sure they have identity when they finish playing sports.
Listen, I've enjoyed watching Derry all game long. The guys have come over, high-fived them. You're more fired up than some of these parents in there.
Oh, I am. Actually, we visited St. James last year. We fed the whole football program meals, had a chance to speak with them and spend time with them. So my heart is pulling for St. James right now.
Good luck the rest of the way. Go check out online the Derry Beckwith Foundation.
Don't be mad at me, Union. Please don't. Please.
2nd down and 5. The former great Parkview Baptist and LSU Tiger, Derry Beckwith, part of our LHSAA network coverage here.
Derry does a fantastic job with his foundation. And look, no surprise, the names he rattled off, those are all the guys that we talked about having the 4.0 GPAs and be the leaders on their campus. And a lot of that has to do with their parents, obviously, right? But a lot of it has to do with having a mentor like Derry. If you're in the South Louisiana area, parents, you should reach out to the Derry Beckwith Foundation. Google him, and you need to get your kids involved with something like that.
Tyquarius Wilson made the tackle. Big 3rd down and 3. St. James, 4 of 8 on 3rd down today. Under 4 minutes to go.
So 3rd and a long 3 right here.
They bring the blitz.
There's the screen.
And a good tackle. Boy, oh boy. Chase Meeking.
That corner has done an excellent job. Golly.
The long arms of a cornerback, 6'1", 185 pounds. A huge 4th down coming up. You punting or you going for it? You go for it, you may end the game. Union's got 2 timeouts.
I know what play I'd call if they decide to go for it.
I think they're going to punt.
Make sure they got a night on.
Yeah, they're going to have to call a timeout here. And
that's not the end of the world.
No, it's not.
Use as much clock as possible, you know.
3 minutes
left. That's twice in this game. They've had the numbers. They've got the advantage to throw the screen. It's the right thing to do.
5-yard penalty.
But it's
4th down.
How about not
players,
using
not plays?
How about not using the timeout there and just
let it go? I mean, what's 5 yards?
Well,
if you can get you a line drive kick right here. Yeah, I don't think they're going to have the pooch style punter. I don't think that's part of their repertoire right here.
Well, Levante Davis not happy at all. Let's say you call a timeout, you think about it a little bit, then maybe you might want to go for it. Now that's out of the question.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have some drama here. And what has been an absolute classic.
Timeout, Union.
Are they going to use one of their 2 timeouts?
All right, maybe he's got a question about something. Yeah, maybe the clock. Yeah, there you go. So the clock was all of a sudden at 2:45, but it should be at 3 minutes.
If there's somebody that's keeping a close eye on that clock, it's Joe Spadafora.
That's right. All right, special teams big right here. You need a good clean snap. You get the punt off on time. Last time he kind of paused before he went to the punt. Let's see what happens here.
King
Young there it is again.
Handles the punt, just pooches it down there, but it doesn't get the. There's a little bit of a roll.
That's where sometimes you kind of overthink it a little too much. You know, what he's probably averaging 35 yards a punt at best. Go ahead, kick it as hard as you can. Let's go ahead and pin it inside the 10. Don't try to be cute.
So Union Parish, they've lost the last 3 state championships, but they can erase some of those painful losses. The last 3 Decembers with a 78-yard drive right here.
Well, I can tell you, the way that these kids have fought in this game where nobody gave them a chance, they thought St. James was going to run them off the field. They got a lot to be proud of, and they're gonna scrap all the way till there's nothing but zeros on the clock, I know.
Blaine and White in on the tackle on Island, who got 3, ended up getting out of bounds. So that stops the clock with 2:46. 2nd down and 7. Island again, following his offensive lineman. Maybe another 3 or 4 yards. 3rd down. So he was running behind Argerian Foster.
So it looks like St. James has kind of changed their defensive philosophy right here. They were doing lots of 5-man front stuff in the last couple of series, and now they've gone to their 4-man front, running a 4-3.
The pitch to Island. 1st down and more, up to the 40. Oh, I thought he had a chance to break it, but Adrian Prion made the stop. And they move the chains. And we have a flag that
it's going to be a
flies.
sideline warning, so there actually won't be a penalty right here. I think they had a coach that were trying to back up.
St. James.
You know, it's actually a little easier to do in the dome. The field is marked really well. There's tons of room on the sideline. You really got to try to stay back. But as coaches, it's like we try to get as close to the field as possible so we can communicate with our kids. And they just got in the way a little bit.
Another pitch to Island.
Uh-oh.
Another first down in the St. James territory to the 46.
So St. James changed their defense on this drive, but now Union has been able to really hurt them on the triple option.
They got more numbers than St. James.
That's right. So they've added a defensive back, right? So now they've got like a cover 4 or cover 2 type look going. So now they've got less guys in the box.
Courtesy Automotive Group first down. Another pitch.
Oh, that's a great job.
Look out.
So they walked the safety down. The strong safety came down that time, and he was sitting right there unblocked. It's a great adjustment by St. James after getting hurt on the pitch 2 plays in a row.
Jai Blaine, the freshman, comes in and takes down Island. 2nd and 12. Clock really becoming a factor now. We're down to 1:15 and counting. 2nd and long. The St. James fans are on their feet. Hill will struggle for 2. Union Parish calls a timeout.
And that's it for them, right? That's their last timeout, I believe.
I think you're right. I thought they had 2, but they only did have 1 left.
It could be the scoreboard was
Timeout.
wrong. They might have
Union
taken
Parish.
one when it looked like he
There's
might
their
have called
final
timeout.
timeout and a
Talk
half.
about the clock, I'm not sure.
3rd down and 9. They still have 1 timeout on the scoreboard here for Union. Could have swore they had 2 going into this drive. So now here we are, 3rd down and 9. What are you calling, Neil?
You got to get Hill on the move. Whether it's a bootleg, a sprint out, they got to get him moving, get him out in space. St. James hasn't tackled him yet when he's run outside, right? So you got to get him moving. If you could give him that run pass option while he's moving, that's all the better. But they got to get him outside the pocket right here and give him a chance to be an athlete in space.
That was the final timeout for Union.
So they've tried to do some drop back pass stuff, and it really isn't there for them. It's not something they're super comfortable doing. And they usually only send 1 or 2 receivers out. So I think that's why if they can get him on the move, they can let their receivers be athletes and find some open space.
Union Parish this season, they're 3-2 in games decided by 8 points or less.
The other thing is they're definitely going to go for it on 4th down, right? So you can run something a little bit different, run their counter sweep play.
Quick pass, complete.
Out in space.
And the receiver fighting
so he's gonna be
hard.
short.
Bill Berry gets out of bounds.
But great job of getting out of bounds. So you're going to be 4th and 1 right here, I think. Maybe 4th and 2. Well, really a great job of blocking by the receiver out there. Is that Hill, I think, number 3 possibly? Ended up blocking 2 guys. He blocked the guy right in front of him, most dangerous man, then got off. It was not 3, obviously. Meeking.
4th down
job.
and a long one.
Here comes a sneak right here. Oh,
Island straight ahead. 1st down. All the way to the 24.
4th down counter tray right there all day for Union.
Union now 3 of 4.
Stopping for the chains to get set. Now the ball's been set. They spike it.
On 4th down.
Well, the St. James defensive lineman looked like he tried to go underneath and catch it right there, right?
Great run here by Hill. Great blocking.
Oh, look
or
at that
Island,
open
excuse
up.
me.
St. James actually stuffed the run right there, but there was a big hole backside to cut.
DeMarco Knighton, big block there to open it up for Island. So it's 2nd down and 10. 48 seconds to go. 23 yards to go.
All right.
Whistle.
Something's off right there.
0 on the play
game.
clock.
Yeah, delay a game.
delay of game. Number 3 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
6th penalty of the game for Union Parish.
You don't want to move backwards. You want to keep moving forward, right? But it's not the end of the world as far because of the time you have left. You're going to have to create a big play anyway.
Rather just take the 5-yard penalty than make a critical mistake.
That's right. That's correct. That's correct.
Don't want to have any miscommunication.
And look, they're running stuff they don't normally do, right? They're in a 3-by-1 set.
Hill to the end zone.
Got him.
Just missed him. Bill Berry well covered on the play by Gary White, who already has an interception in this game.
Gary White did a great job of forcing Bill Berry outside, didn't let him get a clean release, kept forcing him closer to the sideline. You can see it right here. He's running out of room. Wow, that's not a bad throw right there by Hill. Man, I think Bill Berry looked a little late. I think he could have maybe adjusted to that ball if he'd have looked just a little bit sooner. But great coverage by Gary White.
3rd and 15.
So they get the same look. They got one-on-one over there. They're going to drop a safety to Bill Berry's side.
Hill zips one, complete Bill Berry inside the 10 to the 9.
Wow.
First down,
I know
Union
this.
Parish.
If I'm St. James defense, I'm finding 13 wherever he's lined up because that might be the only guy they've thrown to today.
That is 4 catches for Bill Berry.
Well, look, they're going to have 4. Oh, it was 2nd and goal?
Yes, because they downed
right.
it.
Yep. All right, so it was 1st and goal. So they're going to have 2nd down, 3rd down, 4th down. They're going to have 3 shots right here to try to score. I mean, they could technically get a completion, right? Come up and spike it, and then you only got 1 play left.
Bill Berry lined up in the
don't want
slot.
that.
Island.
Oh, wow.
Inside the 5.
All right, they got to hustle.
Parker on the tackle.
Don't spike it. Go ahead and run a play. Run a play. You don't have to spike it. There we go.
3rd and goal.
Oh.
Island again. Touchdown.
Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me?
Touchdown. Union Parish, 1 point away.
What a gutsy call right there.
If he gets down at the 1, they might not be able to run another play.
They better keep everybody out. They can't celebrate too soon.
Are they going for 2? Are they going for 2?
That wouldn't surprise me at all. You call that with the clock running? I got to. He's down short.
Again, we got instant replay here.
Unbelievable.
We're going to have to take a look at that play. And that's going to.
Look, they got to have.
It's a knee
The last play is under further review.
Oh, it's so close.
I think that's a touchdown.
That's a touchdown to me.
I think the ball broke the plane as that elbow was coming down. I think that's a touchdown. But here's the deal, like we talked about, if it's not, the clock's going to be running. You got to have your play set up.
Oh, I think it's a touchdown.
Give it to him, baby. You're not overturning that.
No, there's no clear evidence. So the Division III non-select state championship game looks like it's going to come down to a 2-point conversion. What a way to start off your weekend if you're tuning in to us. Probably just got off of work, wanted to check out some football tonight. And man, has this been a classic.
Well, for you folks that are watching out here and been watching these games all week, you're welcome. You know, I got the opportunity to call the Southern Lab game, Riverside game. What a game that was. I didn't call the second game last night. It wasn't quite as exciting. I mean, it was if you're an Oak Grove fan, right?
Yeah, Oak Grove loved it.
And then we get Cecilia Opelousas, incredible game. And now we got St. James Opelousas, incredible game. And I'm signing off after this. So sorry, Jeff.
Wade Kaiser will be with me for the final 4 of these. What a prep classic it's been. Well, taking a long time looking at this. Your rule is what, 45 seconds?
40 seconds. 40-second play clock, 40-second review.
If they mark him short, my goodness.
Ruling on the field stands.
Yeah.
Touchdown.
Poor Coach Davis. He tried to walk all the way on the field to convince him. All right, here we go. Whew.
Man, oh man, the nerves that have to be flowing through this Caesar Superdome.
Timeout.
Timeout
St.
right
James.
here.
That is their second time out of the half.
Suspense builds.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we got one more to go tonight. Acadiana and Catholic High, two Titans in Class 5A football to battle it out. The Wrecking Rams and the Bears. Daniel Beal, the quarterback for Catholic High, who is headed to the Raging Cajuns. Acadiana and Matt McCullough.
Well, I'll tell you this. If Union gets this 2-point conversion, Acadiana's got no shot. Because the orange and black of Opelousas won. The orange and black of Union won.
Good point. Good
the
point.
Orange and black of Catholic House got to win at that point, right?
Yeah, you're right. Orange and black has been the color of the day if Union Parish can punch this in. Man, if you think about it, you've been working out for January, and it comes down to 3 yards, Neil. 3 yards.
Hey, look,
After further
you
review,
got three. You
the
got
ruling
one.
on the field stands
You
as
got
a
some
touchdown.
options right here. Do you give the ball to Island? Do you let Hill keep it? That's two good ones right there. It's coming down to this.
Island's got 2 touchdowns rushing. Hill's got 3 in this game.
No receivers. Power eye. Timeout called again. It's like an inbounds play at the end of a basketball game, right?
St. James,
what are they
that
doing?
is their
All
final
right.
timeout of the half.
Call timeouts going back and forth.
I wonder how often they've seen that formation. First time we've seen it here tonight.
First time that we've seen it tonight.
My guess is Union's run it a few times.
Yeah, I got to believe the power eye has reared its ugly head more than once for a Spataphora coach team.
This St. James defense, which has been good all season long, it all starts up front. They got to win the battle in the trenches on this play. I know my heart's pounding, and I don't care who wins.
Man, I got the shakes right now, man. I don't know
not
if it's the coffee and the Coca-Cola and the Dr. Pepper. I
There
don't
is
know.
no one sitting in
fired
this
up.
building.
Spat's fired up. Oh, I love the call. I love that he's going for it right now.
For a state championship, Island.
Got it.
End zone. Farmers lead it by 1.
What a fantastic call and great execution by the Union football players. Look, hey, Coach Spat gets tons of credit for making that call, but those kids have got to get out there and make the play, and they blocked it to perfection. The big boys up front. He said it last week. They went on the road and beat Gina. He said, when you got these big old mules up front, we're going to win it every time. And look at them. I mean, blocked to perfection.
3 difficult losses to end great seasons
They just
in 3 straight years.
discussed it just to make sure that he got across because he was about 5 yards in the end zone before he tripped.
I'm not sure what the discussion is. I don't know if is there
Was
any
it a
kind
celebration or something? It looks
Yeah.
like the official maybe holding a flag in his hand. He hadn't tucked it back in yet, possibly. And it better have been something egregious to make a call.
So St. James has no timeouts.
Oh, man.
After the 2-point conversion, dead ball, unsportsmanlike, Union Parish, 15 yards on the kickoff.
So now they'll have to kick from the 25. So it helps a little. The Carroll High School band Well, they've been treated. Got to go out there. You got 11 more seconds to finish it off. Watch it again.
Well, nobody spiked the ball. It didn't appear that any of the Union players did any taunting, but of course we were focused on the ball. There could have been something that happened.
It might have been excess players rushing on the
right.
field, all that kind of stuff. But Reeder will kick
after
it.
that call, it might have been Coach Spat running on the field for all we know. He was fired up.
Reeder's got a strong leg. He tries to hit it as far as he can.
That's going to go out of bounds.
Nope. Picked up at the 25. This is the guy you want to have, the football, Kobe Brown, but he's
they're going to have
down.
one play right here.
First time Kobe Brown's touched the ball here in the second half, I think. It's such a big part of what they did in the first half. All right. Were we looking at hook and lateral here, Neil?
They're going to have to do something. You know, they would have time to hit something maybe like an out route just to maybe pick up an extra 10 yards just to make it possible. But it's going to be the Boise State type play. They're going to have to keep the ball alive. Man, what just a fantastic job of calling this game. You know, the offensive coordinator for Union is Coach Brian Fine, he was the head coach for Farmerville when they won state, and now back there helping at Union, and man, has just done a fantastic job of calling plays.
Brian Fine was a former head coach at Westgate, led the Tigers to a couple of semifinal appearances. Here we go.
This will be it right here.
Williams.
Got to make a throw, buddy. Got to throw it. Got to throw it.
Now he heaves it.
Knock it down. Knock it
Intercepted.
down. Bilberry.
Ball game. State championship for the Farmers after 3 years of disappointing endings. It's time to celebrate in Union Parish.
Come on. Ball game, say it.
Illegal forward pass on the offense. That's the end of the game.
Oh, man. Well, when Union Parish wins state championships, they do it in thrilling fashion. 2013, a double overtime win over Livonia. And here they take down the St. James Wildcats. It's been fun, Neil. What a way